Hi, hello everybody, how are you? Hi Mint, hi Krim, congrats on getting first Krim, and congrats on getting second Fossil. I hope everyone is having a lovely day. Sorry that I'm late today. This is like 50% my fault and 50% Avast's fault, because the 50% that's my fault is that I was like, you know what, I'm gonna start exercising more regularly. So I went and I started working out at like 5:15, and kind of overdid it and was extremely sore. All of my muscles hurt already, so I can't even imagine what I'm gonna feel like tomorrow. Uh, and then I, I, got showered, got ready. I was gonna be like 15 minutes late to stream, whatever. And then this really cool, fun thing happened where my antivirus decided that it was just gonna block me from connecting my stream to my phone to my VTube Studio. So that was cool. Also, okay, disconnecting. Party. I should probably put this in performance mode. Give me one sec. So, for people who don't remember, or people who weren't here before, also goddamn console. I think I'm good. Somehow every puppy is worse than like every pony. I don't know how you do this, Fossil. Anyways, people who weren't here or not yesterday. When did I last stream this? Actually, hold on, let me check. It's been a minute. People who weren't here the last time I streamed this, I was we've gotten the main ending of this game and we were trying to get the last couple of endings. So today it'll probably be, I think we're gonna get the highest ending. We might get both of the remaining like endings ish that are left. Once we get both of those, then we'll be done. Uh oh shit, I haven't streamed this since like, oh shit, in almost a month. Why did I take so much time off this? I guess it's the Thursday game usually, and on Thursdays I get distracted by videos. Anyways, doesn't matter, not important. Let's get to the game. Also, I'm gonna be tabbing back and forth between a guide because getting the actually, do we need to? Are there wrong decisions down this route? I don't think so. Mm, no, there are actually different outcomes, I guess. Maybe? There are. Mm. Okay. Wait. Yeah, okay. So, we've found Hyasung heavily injured. Shit's going bad for the man. He's he's not doing too good. Somebody, I don't want to say who, but it was Sale, probably, bashed his head against the wall with a mop, but we found him and he's barely alive. Oh yeah, Eslian has posted their threat already. SK2 game. Oh no. Hi Coaster, how are you? God, who sucks being a bitch as per usual? Let's see, what else is there here in socials real quick? Wrote that his throat was cut. Crazy. Hi Izzy, congrats on getting third. Not really a third. Thank you for explaining that. I wouldn't have known what it was otherwise. I need this. I wish that this game would keep playing even when I tapped out. Alright. So we want to call Jiyoung, apparently. What's up with Jiyoung? Yeah, hi Izzy, how are you?
누나, 안 들려요?
Shit.
도윤아, 왜? 상태 보는 중이었어, 혜성이. 숨은 계속 쉬고 있는데 깨어날 기미는 없는 것 같아.
Actually, I wonder if I can find the
구조가
guide.
올 때까지 괜찮아야 할 텐데.
Put in like a second window on here.
갑자기 상태가 나빠지진 않는지 계속 지켜봐야겠어. 지금 우리가 할 수 있는 건 그것뿐이니까.
This side goes. Come on. Because if I can put it on the iPad, then I don't have to worry about tabbing back and forth forever. I think it's this one. Oh, it is actually. Party. Okay, so we don't need to tab back and forth. I was supposed to somehow be able to read this very tiny text on here. Okay. B-route. Okay, there we go. So we called Jiyoung. Now, Inha. Well, thank you for the hydration check, Izzy. So I don't know if I said it, but congrats on getting a third. Okay. So we need to talk to her about serious injury.
대체
Hey, so just what happened?
있잖아.
Let's just try to roughly determine when it happened. To me, what do you want to know? I already told you, I didn't even get to see him.
설마
Are you implying that I...
아니야.
Anyone might look suspicious if we discuss every little thing. If we go over it, we would feel less anxious. Embrace yourself with both arms. I know you mean well, but what is it that you want to hear? Corridor, dressing room, nobody was there. Need to go... Tell me what happened when you met Thale.
그땐
You were with Thale when you came back, right? Can you tell me what happened?
그게
I want to see Hayasan when Gaia came back. Oh right, shit, that's something I need to figure out. How do I fucking pronounce his name? Hold on. Because I was apparently saying it wrong and somebody...
Jae-hyuk.
Okay, I don't think that's right either. What?
Jae-hyuk.
Jae-hyuk? That... I don't know if that's correct. Hold on.
Hyuk Lee.
You guys are not helping me at all. You know, let me see if I can find the message from that person who told me how to say it right. Where were they? When did they even send that? Oh yeah, Pandora. Okay. Terrence Wilson. Okay. Gyu-hyuk, I guess. Or Ju-hyuk. Wait, no, I think that one was correct then, right?
Jae-hyuk.
Jai... I don't know, this person said Gyu-hyuk. Or Gyu... Wait, what? Gyu-hyuk. Gyu-hyuk, I guess, is... Gyu-hyuk is what we're going with. I guess we'll just struggle. I'm so sorry. I needed to figure this out beforehand. Gyu-hyuk. No one was there, so when I came back out and said I was there. You guys come out right away? What do you expect? Shake hands with each other? That's not what I mean. I'm wondering if you surveyed the area some more. I was nervous. There was no one. I've gone all the way inside. Are we done? That was it. Right, Ina's trace. Let's see how I sign if you got Ji-hyuk or Kyu-hyuk. I don't fucking... God, now I'm stuck in how I said it before. Kyu-hyuk, I guess.
잠깐.
Come to think of it, one thing comes to mind.
그런
Are you saying there's someone out there hostile enough to attack us? Can't say it for certain, but Ina tilted her head a few times.
그게
It was well known that Hyesung and I were on bad terms with each other. Talking about the show. That, and in real life as well. And that's why the stalker was gnashing his teeth at Hyesung. Talking about how rude he is and how he'll get rid of him. And you as well. Yeah. We go left here and then we go right into Hyesung's threat. Me? Because you and I often appeared on the show together. Like there's something between us?
맞았어.
Exactly, I guess he was uncomfortable with that. Although it was totally different from reality. He said you were next after Hyesung, which could mean it could be him.
혹시
Hey, if this is about me,
아니야.
Stalker getting angry by himself has nothing to do with you. It's true, but we'll keep that Stalker thing in mind. Yeah, I think we should. I mean, we know who the Stalker is. He was very unpredictable. Stalker's obsessed with Inha, yeah. Alright, and Essingen's threat.
맞았어.
The threat was true as predicted. You saw what happened to Hyasung at 2... Wait. Yeah, Hyasung at 2 a.m. Essingen could be hiding somewhere around here. I mean, their threat was wrong.
그땐
They said they slit his threat. Slit his throat, whatever. Do you think we can trust the post as is? Why are you acting all careful all of a sudden?
야,
Just cut to the chase and tell me, do you think their forewarning came true? I mean, he was clearly attacked by someone. Hi, Puppo. How are you? Everything else aside, it is clear he was attacked by someone. That is, at the predicted time.
하지만
He's not dead, but not fine either.
확실하지 않아.
Not even sure if he can make it out of here alive. Whoa. You can't just regard it as a pure coincidence. Terrible things already happened, and we can't deny that. Also, hi Kat, thank you for the jacket redeem. We're trying to save our husband Hyasung this time, guys. Or our boyfriend Hyasung. Gi-hyuk Lee is our husband, and we're pronouncing his name right or dying trying. I mean, to be fair, I do think that it's understandable that Automod got you for that one. But how are you doing? Stale, serious injury. Oh, no cat
혹시 너
You're not suspecting me, are you?
나는
I mean, it's not that you're incorrect, but I think that Automod would not be doing its job properly if that was the kind of thing it didn't catch. I'm just trying to figure out when Hyasung was attacked. How am I supposed to help you with that? Tell me what happened when you went to the dressing room. Sal hesitantly opened his mouth.
그게요.
When the place shook, I followed Inha to the back of the stage. I went in because the dressing room door was open, but nobody was there.
그렇다는 건
Are you saying you didn't see anyone on the way to the dressing room?
네.
Right, I can't remember what voice. I was trying to do a little bit of a different voice for him. I think it was just whinier. I don't really know how to do that right now. Anyways, I stayed there for a moment because I was confused.
그리고
When I went back to the corridor, Ina came out from the staff corridor. She said she was looking for Hyasung because he wasn't in the dressing room. It looked dangerous to stay there, so I told her we should head back to the stage. I got all my voice acting lessons from whoever did Sasha, Naima, and Naomi. Stage drummer. When did that happen? What? Winnie on? I was like, plug my nose. It was right after I asked you if there wasn't anything else on Fader.
왜요?
What time is it? This one we want to go to the right. I think 1:45. I think it was around 1:45 a.m.
맞아요.
Yeah, Hyasung wrote the post at around 1:40 a.m. and Inha left. I waited for a moment after that, so it should match. It took about 10 minutes for me to come back with Ina after stopping by the dressing room. Hyasung discovered around 2 a.m. And that means time matches. Stayed straight. Came back after talking to Hyasung. Stayed on the stage ever. Alright, someone outside for sale.
말하자면
Many other possibilities. Besides that, who here would do that to Hyasung? I beat him half to death. Why? Yeah, why?
맞아.
In a sense,
그
yeah.
말은
In the sense that it must have been done by somebody else. My gut feeling tells me Essingen is the one. Yes, Essingen could be more than one person. Their accomplice could be hiding somewhere in here.
대체
Why would Essingen do such a thing?
그거야.
So many people held a grudge against Hyasung. If I'm to make a guess, the school violence victim immediately comes to mind. He asked why Hyasung was still on the show even after the exposure. Imagine getting in a fight in high school, and like years later you're still being dragged on Twitter for it. Then we could widen the scope. Someone who might be holding a grudge against one of the survivors. What about you? Anyone come to mind immediately? So outside. Beloved?
혹시
What about Beloved Saf? They must have suffered a loss during the incident, and also mentioned Jiyoung.
그거야.
He mentioned something that wasn't familiar to the public. Yeah, about her working as a barista.
사실은
To be honest, some even asserted that Jiyoung should never be allowed back in show business. But she not only disbanded the group, but also the entire company. That's excessive. The beloved staff said it.
그리고
Speaking of the former staff, your band vocalist could be the one with a grudge.
그래도
but he wasn't hostile enough to attack me or threaten me. Hi
그치만
Bits, good evening to you too. How are you? Yes, there's so many people. Really? To me, he seemed hostile enough. The things he said on Fader were almost abusive.
도윤이 형
Dan, you're too naive about what others might be thinking about you. Point is, it's just a matter of how you see it. Nice. I really didn't think that working out for as little time as I did would actually like leave me as sore as it has, but like everything hurts. I'm glad I'm playing this game and not something that requires a little bit more movement or like a little bit more energy. Because like if we were playing Overwatch today, I would not, it would not be happening. Tell me exactly what Essingan said.
그게
They uploaded the post at 2 a.m. to say they eliminated Hayasung. What were their exact words?
그랬어.
That they cut his throat. Sorry to say this,
아닌
but
것 같아.
Hayasung was hit on the back of his head, so Essingan wasn't exactly right. Guess you can say that. Oh, just because they wrote the post doesn't mean they're the attacker. What's important is that we don't doubt those of us in here.
혹시나
Is there anything else? We want to go with the right side here. Please don't have things like this.
그건
They asked me why the survivor, or they asked why the survivors are keeping quiet. They want to know if something happened since Hayasung went quiet.
네
Well, we should just stay quiet. We shouldn't have responded to their Fader post in the first place. It happened already. What can we do?
아시겠어요?
We should ignore them from now on, at least. It'll be over if we just stay together and wait for the rescue team to arrive. The attacker is surely someone from outside the collapse site, so we shouldn't stress. We just need to hang in there until we're out of here. Alright, Jiyoung. Actually, let's save real quick. Yeah, fuck it, why not? We'll just keep riding this one, it's fine. Alright, Jiyoung. Alright, so Jiyoung gets serious injury.
안 되는데.
I never thought Hayasung would be...
대체
I thought it was dangerous, but this is... We could have stopped him from going there if we tried harder. Jiyoung, nobody could have predicted this situation. Jiyoung raised her head after catching her breath.
도윤아,
Then, when Hayasung was in the dressing room, you were on the stage with Yuhyuk, right?
네.
Yeah, I told fuck, I keep on catching myself saying it wrong. Or trying to say it the old way, I guess. Look, Yuhyuk, that we should bring Hayasung back. But then you suddenly disappeared. There's the hyperventilation. It all came on too sudden. We want to go to the right.
그게
We need to stay in one place? I was really taken aback. It's easier to calm myself down when I'm alone. Not myself when it gets really bad. Well, it's my fault for letting you out of my sight.
그건
I'm sorry to have worried you. And patted Doyeon on the shoulder.
네.
I was at the empty lot in front of the door near the stage that leads to the central corridor. I was trying to calm myself down while catching my breath. The door opened while I was getting a little better. Mina and Sale came out. Or no. Mina and Sale came out, right?
맞아.
Yeah, I was so surprised back then. That's how the three came back to the stage. He's going to talk about someone outside. I don't appear as a rapport, but apparently won't do anything else. Someone from out there who might have attacked Hayasung. Forget whether it's possible or not. Do you even think someone like that exists? Let's not be so quick to judge. It's not our job to identify the suspect or attacker.
글쎄요.
I wonder what kind of grudge you have to hold to do that to someone.
내 생각엔
Men and melons are hard to know. I'm not trying to side with the attacker,
네.
but I know what you mean. Fuck Hayasung. No, I don't understand. How could they do that to someone just because the circumstances allowed them to?
아니야.
Not everyone can do that. Dayan, don't think too deeply. It's dangerous. That's a little ominous coming from you, but okay. Let's talk about the threat.
그러고 보니
Timing matched when we found him. We saw Hayasung at 2 a.m., which was the time forewarned by Essingan.
맞아요.
Like they had done it. It's only natural to think that way. Last place in the ranking dies at 2 a.m.
너는
What do you think about Essingan's forewarning? Yeah.
아니요.
I wouldn't call it a forewarning. Haesung was last place in the ranking, but he didn't die.
맞아.
You're right, it can't be a forewarning because Haesung's still alive. Haesung just said something randomly, and what happened was just a coincidence.
그래도
Well, we can't ignore them completely. Hey Ash, welcome in, how are you? Haesung will tell us something after he recovers. You better keep checking on him.
나도야.
Please do, I'll also keep an eye. Nothing alters the fact that we must get out of here safely. Alright, yeah. Let's see. So, serious injury, someone outside, and declaration.
그런 거면
Shall we go over what we did during Haesung's incident?
그땐
Funny classifying. Yeah, I love it. When did it happen?
그게
We saw Haesung's post around from 1:40 a.m. You know, I went to see Haesung after reading it. Until they came back, you and I were on the stage. Ji-young disappeared once in the meantime. Come to think of it, the two of us were the only ones who had never left the stage by then. In other words, you're the only one who can testify that I was on the stage. And you're the only one who can vouch for me, right?
그래.
Yeah, we don't know how things might turn out. They can argue that we've conspired to fabricate the story. Yeah.
그러면
People might suspect you, though. They're gonna think that you'd lie for me. Would I be willing to do that for you? If not, forget it.
맞아.
Well, I think I could have done it for you. You didn't do anything. I'll testify to anything for you. Look, I don't know the studio that made Buried Stars off the top of my head, but if you didn't mean to write these two as lovers, you shouldn't have written them as lovers. I'm just saying. Gi-hyuk put on an awkward smile. In real life, we should hope that the kind of situation would never happen.
괜찮아.
There are emergency things outside. They're just trying to cut through without causing the whole thing to collapse on them. I will say I don't really get the logistics of like how big is this building, or like why it's taking so long to cut through or get to them. Because like by the time they get rescued, what they've done is they just like cut a hole in the roof and like pulled everyone through. But like it doesn't appear like there was a bunch of debris on like the roof is just like a thin metal roof by all accounts. So I don't really understand why they couldn't have just done that. Like it takes them like 6-something hours to get there.
그래.
Whatever. There are definitely emergency vehicles there, though. They've talked about that a few times. Yeah, let's not think too deeply. What I know is that we were both on the stage when it happened. For us, that's the only truth. I was doing a deeper voice for him, but I don't know if I can do it. Alright, someone outside.
글쎄.
Well, yeah, okay, so the structure was also, like, really jerry-rigged at the last minute with some fucked up blueprints. Like, they brought in some contractors, they cut some corners, the subcontractors, whatever the fuck. There was a whole bunch of nonsense that went on with this place. So, I guess part of why they couldn't do that is they didn't really know what was up with the building because it's changed so much. But, and also it was constructed, like, very quickly. Like, it was constructed for this showing. So, I think that's also part of the issue. I'm not sure. Someone from out there.
혹시
Something comes to mind.
아마
It must be very strong dissatisfaction to attack someone. Haesung has as many fans as he has haters. To think that just one of the haters seems limiting.
만약에
Blackmail. What about the blackmailer? It came out after a while that Seungyeon had received some blackmail. It's certainly possible.
그치만
Would dissatisfaction with the show lead to murderous intent?
그건
You have a point. It's one thing to hate the show, but quite another to actually attack someone. Ji-hyuk briefly fell silent.
도윤아.
Dan, have you ever hated someone so bad you wanted to kill that person? Never. It seems possible. No, but it's possible. Although I can't imagine what it feels like to hate someone so bad you want to kill the person. They're spurred into action, which means they hold a deep-seated grudge. Or impulsive enough to put their thoughts into action. I'm also impulsive, but everyone has that trait.
그렇지?
Right? But not everyone does that.
그럴 거야.
Of course not. I'll tell you if anything else comes to mind. And then the declaration.
역시
That is horrible.
그랬지.
As Singyeon mentioned elimination from the show or something in the beginning, and then their expression got more aggressive over the course of time. That they would cut his throat. Gyu fell silent for some time.
아니었어.
It's a bit different in reality since Haesung's neck is okay, although Singyeon kept running their mouth regardless.
어쨌든.
The concept is to continue with the audition. As for the posts they've been uploading, it's that people who didn't vote were to blame.
그랬어.
They blamed those who didn't vote. Said it was our fault that Haesung got eliminated.
그래.
Yeah, I clearly remember that. Will be eliminated if they're will be eliminated if out of the ranking. It is the basic concept of B-stars and also the concept utilized by Singyeon.
뭐랄까.
If that's so, comparison can also be regarded as a literary expression. Literary expression?
솔직히
Haesung's neck wasn't injured as Singyeon had
다시
predicted.
말해서
Are you saying that Singyeon tried to hurt Haesung so that he won't be able to sing anymore? That's how Singyeon wrote it. So Singyeon is the attacker. That is, if we're to consider all possibilities. They can't just pull away because the situation is different. Alrighty then. So we're basically just at a point where everyone's like, yeah, I guess they could have done it, but also what if they didn't do it? Maybe I did, but if I did, no, I didn't. Alright, let's move on. Absent is such a euphemistic way to describe Haesung. I mean, at least it's not dead like it was before. Everyone let out a deep sigh.
이럴 거면 난 S 승연을 밀래.
그럼 출입구 같은 게 있었어야 하는데.
God, I forgot how much I like this voice acting.
우리도 발견했을 거야.
아예 처음부터 붕괴 현장 안에 있었다면요?
그래, 그것도 일리 있는데? 여기 돌아가는 상황도 나름 빠삭하게 알던 것 같고.
어쨌든 우리 아니면
I still think
제
Inaz is
3자
like
지실 수밖에
my
없죠.
favorite of the bunch. There's something about her voice that's very like... You gotta go restless with all the different theories. Haesung was seriously injured. If the tension ramped up any higher, things could easily get out of control. Doyeon tried to clear his mind.
S 승연이 짜놓은 판이라는 게 진짜 가능할까?
2시에 한다고 말했지. 그리고 정말 2시에 했어. 다 아는 것처럼 말하고 그게 맞아 들어갔다고. 아니야?
I do worry, like, since I can't speak Korean, that like maybe it's bad voice acting and I just don't know because to me,
뭔가
like I
걸린
don't know the
적이 있어?
language.
혼자 갸웃거리지
I'm not
말고
familiar with
말
it
좀
enough to know
해주세요.
like whether it really
그럼
lands.
네
It
생각을
sounds right,
말해줘볼래?
but like I don't know. Of course he was going to. Dan decided to point out the incongruity from their conversation. Haesung was unconscious but alive. The time is correct, or no? Wait. Haesung, time, and facts. Look, on one hand, I don't like using guides for stuff like this, but on the other hand,
S 승연은
we have played a lot of this game, and I would like to
정해진
just get to the
시간에
rest of it
해성이를
to get
죽일
to.
것처럼 말했어.
You know? Singyeon threatened to kill Haesung at a specific time.
하지만 우린 살아있는 혜성이를 발견했지.
반쯤 죽은 상태긴 했잖아.
Alive is a Boolean state. You either are alive or dead.
싶은 거야, 그냥.
Fine, don't be silly.
중태로 발견되긴 했지. 이오는 S 승연이 한 예고 내지는 그 비슷한 선언은 틀렸다는 거야.
I really want to know why the routes
S 승연이
diverge the way
예고한
they do.
시간은 2시였어. 우리는 그쯤 화장실에 있는 혜성이를 발견했지.
어떻게 시간을 맞췄을까요?
맞췄다고 할 수 있을까?
Yeah,
S 승연이 한 예고는 2시에 하겠다는 거였어.
they warned that the murder would happen, but that
우린
could have just given
벌어진
someone in here the
상황을 봤지.
instruction.
맞아. 실제 사건은 더 빨리 일어났던 거네. 결국 무슨 뜻이야? 우연.
I still really don't get why Haesung wasn't like, someone's gonna kill me, might as well at least be in front of everyone so that we all know what's going on. Like, I'm
예고대로
gonna stick
맞아
with the team.
떨어졌다고 할 순 없어.
Because, like, what is there to gain from doing things the way he
목을
did?
땄니 어쩌니 떠들었었지. 그렇지만 혜성이는 화장실에 있던 대걸레 자루로 공격당했어.
I just want Haesung to wake up so we can talk to him, because I don't know if he wakes up while we're still in here, but I want to ask him.
그나마도 내던져놓은 상태였던 것 같아.
우발적이었고 급박하게 한 일이다?
That's true.
맞아. 시간까지 찍어서 예고한 일로는 안 보여.
Bratty little
결국
twink.
S 승연이 한
You love him
예고라는
for
건 안 맞는 곳 투성이에요. 과도하게 의미를 부여하고 있는 건지도 모른다고요.
Far-fetched link with the attack and Hyacinth. And I still think that what happened is basically
그렇다고
like
치면 누가 저랬단 건지가
Sale
문제잖아.
was just like, hey, there's, you know, someone's threatened to kill Hyesung at 2 a.m. Might as well just go for it.
진짜 S 승연이 아닌 거면
Yeah, he's definitely not a himbo. He's
다른
definitely a
이유이거나-
brat.
아니면
He's also not buff. To be a himbo, you gotta be strong, you gotta be nice, you gotta be dumb. I don't think he's really any of those, honestly. He's a skinny little twink, he's kind of an asshole, and he's pretty smart, or at least cunning. Like, he's not that dumb. Definitely not the dumbest of the... Actually, he might be the dumbest of the bunch, but also, this is generally a pretty smart group of people, I think. So yeah, I don't know if he might be go for 3 on those. He's smart, but scared, I think is more the thing. From when he entered the dressing room to when he was discovered seriously injured in the restroom. It was clear Hyesung was attacked during that time period.
부인 중에서 습격이 가능했던
Also, God, I love this art so much. The person who would have been able to attack Hyesung was... I think the he's definitely more wise than he is in... He's more wise than intelligent, I think. Like, wisdom would definitely be higher for him. But he's also very... No, actually, maybe you're right. High intelligence, low wisdom might be the right way to go about it. I think that might be it. I've always struggled with differentiating them. Like, I look at, like, wisdom as, like, cleverness, I guess, whereas intelligence is, like, facts and books and stuff like that. Anyways, we need Inha and Sale, right? Yeah. I don't want to call them a trace.
이나는
It's probably just a weird translation.
규혁이 형이 온 다음 혼자 혜성이한테 갔었어. 분장실이
규혁이
비어 있길래 스텝 복도로도 가봤다고 했지.
Yeah. I mean, like, you can kind of see it in how he gets, like, very impulsive with, like, responding to the tweets. Some of it is also that he's, like, what,
거기도 빈
19?
걸 보고 나와서 세일이를 만났고 같이 돌아왔다고 했어.
God. Dorian is not, like, the hottest man in this roster, but there's something about this, like, the jacket with, like, the sort of, like, fluffy black whatever this is around the collar. It just looks really nice. The character designs are all really pretty.
좀 혜성이도
Oh, shit.
이나도 없어서 잠시 기다렸다고 했지. 그러다 복도로 나와 이나를 만났고.
I do think if I ever get a 2.0
같이
model,
돌아왔다고
I'm going to be
말했어.
sending them at least Hyesung. I want Hyesung's hair color. Seriously taking notes. You know, if you met Hyesung before encountering him.
이렇게 두 사람이야.
Members of the collapse site, Inha and Sale were the only ones who could have attacked Hyesung. It'd be wise to bring up this topic at this moment. It was just about the possibility, not necessarily pegging either of them as the attacker. Dan decided to put a twist to the question.
이나야, 세일아. 혜성이한테 갔을 때 또 특별한 건 없었어?
특별한 거?
가서 본 건 다 얘기했는데요.
잠깐.
Oh, Inha, did you find something else? Inha took big strides towards
왜
Dorian.
우리 둘한테 물어?
Okay, look, Inha, Sale, I get that the two of you would be defensive, especially if one of you was innocent, which Inha probably is, but also, like... Girl, this isn't just pulled out of a hat. Somebody died 5 feet away from where you were when it was only the two of you in that part of the building. Like-
뭔가 수상쩍다. 그런 거야?
He's not unreasonable for being suspicious of you. You wanna go to the left?
수상쩍은 것까진 아니지만 너랑 세일이 두 사람 행적이 불명확한 건 사실이야.
와, 돌 짚고 던지네.
They fiercely take notes on
애매한 데가
what?
있단 건 나름대로 인정.
Oh no. Surprisingly, Inha gave in.
그런데 말싸움 좀 했고 사이 좀 나빴다고 저런 짓을 하냐?
저도 그렇죠. 구조까지 버티기도 빡세잖아요. 가만히 냅둬도 자폭했을 텐데.
That's an odd thing to say. Sale slurred the last word of his sentence, glancing at Haesung. The conversation only led to greater uncertainty.
어떻게 돌아가는 거야, 진짜.
Yeah,
스승연이
Sale,
지금 중요한 게 아니야.
could you just like be normal for like 5 fucking seconds?
중상자가 나왔어. 희생자로 만들 순 없어. 지금은 그게 제일 중요해.
Her eyes were pale, but her face was pale, but her eyes showed a resolve. Is she stroking her chin?
진상은 혜성이가 깨어나면 알 수 있겠죠.
깨어날 수 있을까?
그건
Oh no, they doubt he'll be alive. Lying face up on the floor.
이겨낼 거야.
I like, you want to lie him on his side, right? It's not like... I mean, we don't really know... I mean, we know he got bashed in the head, but like... He's unconscious. You don't want him to...
외부인으로
Oh shit, he can choke to death on his own tongue. Oh yeah, this is something I actually do remember from when I took first aid. If someone is passed out, you don't want to lie them like flat on their back, head up. Because... A, if they've been... like, if they, especially if they've been like drinking or anything like that, if they throw up, they will drown in their own vomit. Don't do that. And also, their tongue can roll back and suffocate them. So, do your best to not do that. I think it's, you want to lie them on their side with like one arm over the other. And I think one knee bent for whatever reason. I'm not sure why that was. I feel like I remember that pose. Hi, Tough Tony. How are you?
우리라고 안전하겠냐?
The tongue, I don't know where I ended up hearing about that, but I know it's... I do remember hearing about it being a risk. Because obviously, like, if you're fully unconscious, like, depending on what's happened to you, if you have a lack of muscle control, like, while you're asleep, you do still have a lot of muscle control. It's not, like, the same thing. Like, it's like how if someone gets, like, knocked out, they can, like, lose control of bodily functions to some extent. Sometimes some muscles kind of just aren't working properly. At least it's... Wait, you know what? Let me make sure I'm not giving bad information. Huh. Yeah, okay, so you can't like swallow your own tongue during a seizure or anything like that. However, these events can cause an individual to have difficulty breathing if the tongue blocks the throat. So yeah, you can't like swallow it, but if you're lying flat on your back, your tongue can partially block the throat or completely block it, which is not good. Definitely not the most important, but yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh no. Wait, at least too many ads.
그래.
Last thing's mistake have been going along.
뭉쳐 있으면 안전할 거야.
So you should be safe as long as we're together. Yeah. They stayed together for some time. The group check up on Haesung's condition and chatted with one another. They completely ignored Essingen's provocation. They were busy dealing with the injured, thus paying no attention to the outside world. Time passed without much happening. Jiang suddenly checked her watch.
구조대 연락 같아. 이제 전화 되는 건가? 얘기해 볼게.
Jiang held the palm of her hand and continued to talk. Jiang explained Haesung's condition again. She also told them about their situation.
여기까지야.
This is it.
여기로 온다니
Yeah.
계기 긋는 게 무조건 좋겠네요.
오면서 생기는 진동 때문에 추가 붕괴가 날 수도 있댔어.
여태 지진처럼 온 그거겠지? 그래. 아마도.
Jiang tried to catch her breath.
주위 잘 살피는 수밖에 없어. 철거 현장에 갇힌 꼴이네. 그럼 퇴거 명령서 같은 종이 쪼가리라도 받겠지만.
Some flashy door
그러고
mind after
보니까
hearing it.
그거 말이야.
그게 뭔데?
협박장. 신 PD님이 받았었다고 한 거. 정확하게 무슨 내용이었어?
Sale's eyes widened behind his glasses.
갑자기 협박장이 왜요?
혜성이 뒤에서 머리를 맞았어. 우리
Why
중에
you getting so
그걸로 이득
nervous,
볼 사람
Sale?
없다는 건 다 나왔고 협박자라든지 다른 원한 가질 만한 사람은 없나 해서.
Why do you want to know?
저는 PD님이 받은 거지. 혜성이한테 간 게 아니잖아.
뭐든 한 번은 생각해 보자는 뜻이야?
Sale came forward, scratching his head.
그거 뭐 대단한 건 아니었어요.
그럼 뭔지 얘기할 수도 있겠네.
Ah, Sale, you're so bad at this.
이거랑 상관없는 것 같은데.
Sale hesitated and looked around.
어떤 내용이었는데?
그게 오디션 공정하게 해라 그런 내용 같았어요.
That sounds
같았다는
awfully
건
vague.
무슨 뜻이야?
그게
Like, Sale, if you had just shut the fuck up, this would not come across so suspicious, but everyone is now on your ass.
그래. 탑9에서 떨어진 귤 씨요. 강귤 씨.
Kankishi?
그때 말 많았잖아요. 공정하니 많이 하면서.
그거면 헤이터에서 떠드는 얘기만도 못한데?
죽여버린다 어쩐다 했으니까 협박장 내용으로는 맞죠. 역시 들어보니까 별 상관없었죠?
What do we want? We want... Wait. I think this is what we... Are you sure that was all?
협박장이라고 하기도 무색한 내용이네. 정말로 그런 내용이었어?
네? 아니면 뭔데요?
Darren recalled the moment when they'd found Sung-Yun's body. They'll mention about the blackmail at that time, but never went into detail. He had felt it wasn't something trivial at that time. Sale had said quite gravely at the time, but now he was saying like it was something trivial. Was he telling the truth? His thoughts began to branch out.
역시 여기 대본은
Ji-young,
아니야.
fucking stick to the
그땐
message.
왜 무게를 잡아서
Gi-hyuk was remaining silent, looking at Sale. Darren passed by the rest of the group and stood next to Gi-hyuk.
형, 왜 그러고 있어?
도윤아, 그게
Oh, I'm gonna say.
잠깐! 뉴스 떴어!
The injured person discovered Hai Sung-so. Saw the news, but no one actually died? LOL. If he's heavily injured, something must have happened. I'm glad no one died. There's no evidence that Sung-Yun is inside the building, and the contestant claimed dead is still alive. What do we need more? Just ignore it, please. We need to figure out the de facto power behind this. It's not surprising. Everyone ignore all comments by Sung-Yun. I'll block anyone who shares its comment. Even if Sung-Yun is not there, it seemed to have a grudge against the show, but this doesn't mean we have to close our eyes. We won't let it slide this time. Haesung was injured, but what's worse, blackmailing wounded people left in an extreme condition is no different from an attempted murder.
단독 기사야.
현장에 뻗치던 기자가 캐낸 모양이네요. 시간 문제긴 했어요.
도윤아, 아까 얘기
Darren raised his head to listen to Gi-hyuk.
좀 이상해. 세일이 협박장에 대해서 거짓말을 하고 있어.
Damn, he's willing to say it outright. Gi-hyuk lowered his voice.
사실은
Hi,
나도 협박장을
Stitch.
봤어.
Appreciate the lurking. Hope you're having a good day. And hope that your work goes well. Oh, you saw the blackmail and you're just never gonna mention it until now?
PD님이 직접 보여줬어.
Why is Sung-Yun showing you shit?
내가 보냈다고
Oh,
생각해.
wait, never mind. Okay, that makes some sense.
협박장에 탑9 얘기는 있지도 않았어.
그럼 무슨 내용이었던 건데?
Gi-hyuk stared directly at Sale.
그건 신입하고 혜성이의 관계에 대한 내용.
Okay, so you knew. You just like didn't bother to like. You didn't think this was like relevant information for us to have as we were investigating the attempted murder of him for the last how many hours? Oh yeah, no, they were having a relationship. That was the thing that was happening. We have figured that part out. God damn this game.
연출자랑 출연자 이상의 관계라는 걸 다 알고 있다면서.
Dune raised his hand to interrupt Gi-hyuk.
형, 잠깐. PD님은 왜 그걸 형이 보냈다고 생각한?
Yeah, Sale fully trusts me. He thinks I'm great. Everyone thinks I'm great. I'm everyone's best friend.
피디님,
Corey's all tangled up.
나한테 비슷한 제안을 했던 적이 있거든.
Oh, I think we did hear about this actually. Damn, she tried to steal my husband too. Fuck her, I'm glad she died.
그래서 나라고 생각한 거겠지.
Also, was she just like fucking bouncing through the entire roster? Like, I mean, understandable, I would too, but also like...
세일이는 왜 협박적 내용을 다르게 얘기한 거지?
You know what, actually, she is a bit of a girl boss. I can kind
본
of...
적이 없는 거면
Power dynamics aren't
모른다고 해도
great.
될 텐데.
직접 물어보면
But like,
뭐라고 할까?
글쎄, 모르겠어.
we want to leave him alone for now. Feeling confused, Darren kept his mouth shut. Just then Gi-hyuk took a step forward.
세일아,
Oh, okay, well I guess that doesn't matter.
마음에 걸리는 게 있어.
뭐가요?
협박장 내용에 대한 거.
갑자기 내용이 뭐요? 도윤이 형, 규혁이 형 왜 저래요?
형 말하려고?
협박장 내용, 네 말하고는 다르잖아.
진짜 어이가 없네. 협박장 보기라도 하셨어요?
You're not gonna believe this, Sale. Gi-hyuk stared briefly at Hayasan.
혜성이하고 PD님 관계에 대한 내용이었어.
Everyone's jaws dropped. Sale's face turned completely pale.
그거 아닌데요.
Okay, buddy, you've got to be willing to lie a little better. Anyone could tell. Sale was not being honest with what was written in the blackmail.
갑자기 저한테 왜 그러세요? 제가 뭐 서혜성을 어떻게 하기라도 했단 거예요?
혜성이 일하곤 별개야. 협박장에 대해 물어본 거야.
그거야 다르게 기억할 수도 있죠. 이런 상황에 잘못 떠올릴 수도 있는 거 아니에요?
They're getting tense. They gulped.
한도윤, 혹시 페이터 봤어?
Turned his head toward the sound of the low voice.
얘기 돌아가는 게 좀 이상해.
얘기? 어떤 얘기?
이거 봐봐.
I was like, here you go, Papa. Think of it, they said there was one floor director inside it. Is there anyone who knows about this person? The producer's name might be Sale Chang. Oh, that name and face ring a bell. The floor director has endless strange stories. After that, he used the official account to post a slandering comment against Hayasan, causing rage among the fans. He was the floor director. Hi, Lunex! More hot men and more cuties. How are you doing? Listen, I remember he frowned at the cheering pickets for Hayasan. He asked us to put aside all pickets saying they can block passage. Must be exactly him.
왜
Yeah.
세일이가 타깃이 됐어?
사망자 발표하고 생존자 명단이랑 사진 다시. 문제는 그게 아니야.
Oh, so we're learning it here. All staff members other than the producer didn't like Hayasan. Particularly the floor director was a big fan of Inha. I watched the Beastars show sometimes. Interestingly, the producer favored Hayasan, but Gi-hyuk was always ranked first. Okay, well, first of all, there's 12 viewers, so that's 13 of us. He always had Ina's photos and clips stored on his personal tablet to see in his free time. I just saw something creepy. This is known as a photo of Inha's stalker. Isn't he the floor director guy? Dayan looked over at Inha.
더 있어.
I love how ominous it looks when it's like pixelated and zoomed in. Unex, yeah. No, people didn't know he was the stalker until like just now. They knew that she had a stalker, but they didn't. I mean, how often do people know who the floor director of their favorite reality TV show is? Like, I know who RuPaul is. I do not know who the floor director. I don't know who's running Untucked. If any of those people were stalking a queen on Drag Race, I would not be able to tell. Yeah, Twitch just loves to like fuck around with the numbers a little bit. They're just figuring it out now because his photo is being publicized, and they're like, wait a minute.
팬들이 찍어서 갖고 있던 사진들이래.
그런데 왜 세일이가 계속?
This did also happen in the other row. I think we saw it there.
당연히 몰랐으니까 말하지.
Excuse me. Ina lowered her watch.
내 생각 말해봐.
어떻게 생각하는데?
아무래도
they're talking about like rumors from the production side of things.
내 스토커 편지 보내던 놈.
Yeah, it's a lot of like the production rumors, but then they were like, wait a minute, we can connect, or like the production rumor like is very internal, and like obviously NDAs, all that shit. But with their main producer dead, now they're kind of, I guess, just like talking shit. You know, walk
이나
towards sale.
씨,
너 뭐야? 협박장만 구라가 아닌데?
제가 뭐요?
너지?
This is a wild sprite for you, huh?
저 아니에요.
그거 말고 내 스토커!
Sale's face turned pale. Yeah, because it can get more pale than that. He's so good. Inha is like one of my favorite characters, I think, in this game. I mean, I guess this game is kind of like if you remember the show Archer, the way I always described Archer to people was like my favorite character is whoever's speaking in the moment because they're always really funny.
갑자기 그게 왜 나와요? 이 마당에 스토커라뇨.
그럼 이거 뭐야? 보고 얘기해.
You know, thrust or watch before Sale's face. Yeah, Inha's voice actress is just so good. Sale's face turned red after squinting at the screen. Really? Now it's red?
뭐냐고? 너잖아!
저 사진 구석에 같이 걸렸을 뿐이잖아요.
He's more pale, obviously he's dead. I mean,
이게 스토커라는
he has
증거가
died in one
있다고
route.
생각하세요?
Inha maybe pushed him, or maybe he just fell onto like a protruding piece of metal and died. Which is the only thing that made that a good ending. Everything else got worse.
무슨 일이야? 페이터야. 얘가 지금 인기 급상승 중이거든.
Plus, I just like her voice actress does a good job, but also she like her voice itself is just very interesting.
들었잖아. 딴진 거 있냐고 빡대는 거.
In the meantime, the rest of the group checked out the fader posts too. Jane lowered her watch and asked Sale with a confused look on her face.
세라. 옛날에 베스타 참가했었단 얘기.
Oh yeah, that's right. We also found out about this before.
사진까지 올라왔어. 예전 시즌인 거야?
So, Sale was a contestant on a previous season of the show,
이나 사진은
and he
지나가던 사람들이
flopped
막
hard
찍은 거야.
and got very angry at everyone
저렇게
publicly. It was
많은데
apparently through a tantrum on
함께 나온 건
stage.
이상해. 그리고 협박장에 대한 것도
도현이 형이라도 뭐라고 말 좀.
We're supposed to go left here, but I really don't. We're gonna cool them down for now.
잠깐, 이러다 큰일 터지겠어. 분위기 조금만 가라앉히자.
Jen also had many questions to ask him, but they shouldn't push him into a corner any further.
정확한 걸 알고 싶으면 먼저 얘기를 들어보자.
뭐야? 편드는 것도 아니고. 지금 이상한 점 한두 가지가 아닌 거 알잖아. 저 말이 맞아. 과열되면 위험하다는 거. 그치만 세이라, 확실히 말해줘야 돼. 페이터 사진, 그리고 협박장 내용에 관한 거. 제대로 얘기해주면 분위기도 바뀔 거야.
This is torture. Yeah, they Lord of the Flies his ass. Sale adjusted his glasses. His eyes quivered behind the glasses.
그럼 하나씩 물어보세요. 알고 싶은 거. 근데 제 대답 만족스럽지 못하실 수도 있어요.
Under the awkward atmosphere, Doyen began to bring up his suspicions. Bam, 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 bam. Now 3:30 a.m. Like, they've been stuck here since like 11. Like, guys, you've got to get better at your rescues. Alright, let's see. Yeah, so these were just all the posts about, like, Haya-sung being attacked, whatever was going on. Not the most important. Yeah, he was eliminated. He was mocked. He was like a dork here, not gonna lie. Yeah. You remember a guy eliminated from the preliminaries a few years ago? Look in the interview, he said he had majored in applied music and then threw tantrums after being eliminated. He was notorious, there might be clips about him. Yeah, floor director was very nice to her. See, the guy we're talking about, his reputation is terrible to people in other fan clubs. He's a young worshipper. Yeah, so there he is in the background of that one. Following Inha, could be stalker. Yes, that's all of them, I think. There should be another photo though that we can look at. Maybe not. Okay. I'm gonna save again just because I don't want to have to go through the fader posts again. And also because, like, why not? Alright, Inha. Let's talk about the lie. That's not. Get rid of all those. Can you talk about the lie? Get rapport up. He's got haters. He's got many haters.
정리하면
One blackmail letter and 2 people who saw it. Even if Yahik told us the truth, isn't it awkward to call it blackmail?
어?
What do you mean? I'm a blackmail expert. You know, flashed upon it during news rather spaced out.
그러니까
I'm talking about receiving it. There was no murder threat or anything like that. Indescribable hatred and curses are the common factors in blackmail. It must have been hard. Oh, poor Inha.
그래.
It certainly doesn't cheer you up.
어쨌든
Anyhow, that's my personal opinion. About the blackmail, we'll have to wait and see. And then we need to talk about... Yeah, just witness.
뭐야
Can I
진짜?
get a witness? Sorry, that's bad. I need to stop trying to sing. It's all about coincidence. He could have been found even in my bedroom, coincidentally. Who knows? But he keeps attributing everything to coincidence.
말이 돼?
Oh, are you cool enough to are you cool enough to accept that poor excuse? Eyes wide open, in a bitter lip. You went too far.
당연하지.
It's common sense. Do I really need to spoon feed you with detailed explanations? Let's ask her where they were taken.
혹시
Do you remember where the photos were taken? To hear right answers, we need to throw right questions.
그래.
Fine, I'll tell you everything I know and remember.
생각해 볼게.
But even if I fail to recollect something, it doesn't change the truth. You know, look into the photos on Fader again.
그거는
The first photo was taken in Pisana around my home. When was it taken?
그러니까
Just before the training camp after the preliminaries. We had time to pack our stuff. Yeah, we were given about a week.
그렇잖아.
The staff were busy preparing the training camp, so we had no reason to visit Pisana at the time.
잠깐만.
Plus, I wrote the address of my dance crew studio as my home address when filling out the V-Stars application form. And I showed another photo right after.
그건
The second one was taken near the training camp.
맞아.
Remember we were given some free time during the training camp? I'm sure it was taken back then while I was out walking around.
아마도
As he works on the show, he must have known my schedule. He used my information for that purpose. I knew there was something fishy. I better pick him clean. Yeah, fuck him up, huh? Hit him with your car. Oh. Alright, that's all we need from Inha. Jeong, private relations.
왜였을까?
Something wasn't answered though. The difference in their power over the show is significantly big.
아무래도
Yeah, since one is a producer while the other is a mere contestant. The police will figure out the whole picture between the two of them eventually. Like how the relationship affected the result.
그건
What gained easily could be lost easily, but the real problem is not
내
that.
생각엔
In this kind of unbalanced relationship, the relationship could be continued not out of one's willingness. Aesung always gladly followed Seungyeon though.
문제는 그거야.
Maybe he wasn't perceiving the true nature of their relationship. Not knowing whether he really wanted the relationship or he was being under her control. Then took a step back and began to ponder.
그럴지도
Maybe. To be honest, I haven't thought that far.
그래.
That's understandable. Anyway, it seems too hasty to believe that Hyasang had been the sole beneficiary. That kind of relationship could be somewhat different from what it looks like outside. Alright, then we need to talk about the lie. Yes.
글쎄.
I haven't even seen the blackmail in the first place.
저기
I only briefly heard what it was about, but nothing more than that.
아직이야.
They're arguing over who's right and wrong. I'll just have to wait and see. They'll only exhaust themselves if they go at each other like that without any evidence. Genocide Weekly. We still have much time at hand.
그렇다고 해서
Then you should be more concerned with your physical health. I might not be the best person to say this, but remember your body influences your mentality.
네.
Aw, she cares about us. Before you know it, you'd get swept away if you aren't careful. We can do with prior records.
대체
Wow, that's a thing from ancient times. Holy shit, our mental... Yeah, our mental health is so good right now. We're kicking ass mental health-wise. You can find anything on the internet nowadays.
알아.
I didn't know anything about his interest in audition, but I knew he was very interested in music. According to what people say, it must be season 2.
그럼
That's a long time ago, isn't that?
그렇지.
Right, Seungyeon was an assistant producer back then.
어?
How'd you know that?
그건
I've been roughly monitoring the situations in this industry. even when I wasn't working. We want... Maybe she's preparing her comeback.
그러면
Are you preparing to come back?
아무래도
You weren't ready to leave yet.
맞아.
Yes, my dream never changed. Exactly, I wasn't ready yet. I was at a dead end, but I still couldn't give up. Aww. Zoned out. Jiyoung opened her mouth again after fiddling with her side hair.
그럴까?
Maybe Sale and Seungyeon happened to know each other around this time.
아마도
It's possible as a staff member and a contestant.
그런가요?
So had Seungyeon been working on B-Stars all along?
아니야.
Or he was in a relationship with her way back then? No, she went for a tabloid TV show sometime in the middle as a producer. The show was called Scoop. I'm sure you've heard of it.
일단은
Its concept was to trace trending issues in a show business format to satisfy public curiosity. But in reality, they pry into people's private lives to an undue extent. Well, viewers loved the show for its shocking content, and it earned Seungyeon enough reputation thanks to the success of the show.
그러면
I guess that's when people began to call her star producer.
어,
She's very successful. She even received an award. With that as a stepping stone, she gloriously came back to B-Stars Season 4. You want to talk about Whitman?
도대체
I never expected to find Sale in those at a time like this. He could have kept denying it, but instead he admitted to it quickly.
맞아요.
No close-up shots so far. Maybe he was afraid that someone might post some close-ups?
진짜?
Changing his tactic to early admission to prevent no further suspicion? This is just my suspicion,
문제는
or
그거야.
assumption. The problem is not this, but something else now that Sale's admitted to it. Why he went there and for what? Talk to Sale if you want to know more. And that's all we needed from Jiyoung. Ki-hyuk, all we needed from you is private relations.
그랬지.
It was as if Seungyeon told me herself. Thank you for the hydration check,
그랬었지.
Fossil. She said she showed you the blackmail herself, right? She didn't say much about what was written on it, though. I mean, they didn't hate Sale to start with. It's just that they keep doing this. It sounded like when she was suspecting me. She said, "You sent this to me, right? You're the only one I can think of." She didn't bother with the contents of the letter, but only cared about who sent it to her? Why'd she pick you out of everyone?
그건
Because she had made a similar offer to me during the preliminaries. To have a secret relationship beyond the business relationship? Yeah. Maybe she thought I'd been criticizing her ever since.
도윤아.
Doyeon, how about you? By any chance, she...
아니었어.
No, she didn't say such a thing to me.
그땐
That's how your conversation ended at that time?
그래.
Ended at that time? God, my enunciation is terrible. Yes, either she was okay with it or she had no proof, I don't know. But that was the end of our talk. I have been keeping my mouth shut since then. I changed my mind after listening to Sale's lies. I'm sorry for hiding it until now. We're gonna go with the left one.
아니야.
She's gone now, and I'd like to keep her privacy. I'd better stop talking about her.
그럴지도.
She passed away, and Hae-sung can't defend himself at the moment. The issue could easily be consumed as gossip. Gi-hyuk bit his lip and just stood there.
솔직히
I suspected them of having a very intimate relationship, but I wasn't sure. Though I grew more suspicious ever since the collapse and how Hae-sung had reacted to the topic.
그래도
Still, I don't like talking about someone else's personal life. Although she never cared about anyone else's privacy. How are the boyfriends doing? Hae-sung is still unconscious and potentially dying on the stage. But he is more alive than he was before, and Gi-hyuk is growing a spine and is getting ready to fight Sale. Okay, so that was all we needed from... Oh, we need the lie from him as well.
그런데
For what reason would he lie about it? So what did Sale say was written in the blackmail?
그럴까?
He said the blackmail was composed by cutting and pasting letters from magazines, and Seungyeon received it just before the beginning of this stage.
그럼
We've seen the same thing then. What did it say exactly?
그건
As far as I remember, what I saw was, unless she stops getting in a personal relationship with contestants and granting privileges to them, the blackmailer said they would bury everyone by exposing everything.
어?
That's all? Yes, although exact wording could have been different, that was the message. Sure. They bury everyone? I mean, to
잠깐만.
be fair, the name of the show is Buried Stars. which is kind of an odd name for a reality show about singing, but also like I feel like am I there's like a South Korean one or a show like this, Unpretty Rap Star, which is like not a kind name for an all-female rap competition. Like Unpretty Rap Star feels mean. Buried Stars feels kind of insulting. Yeah, I think kind of like Undiscovered, but like I don't know. I'm guessing that it's like partially just for yeah, Unpretty Rap Star. That's actually where I think that's where Sungyeon was found, or not Sungyeon, Soyeon, from G Idol, which like okay, for people who don't know Soyeon, we're going on a brief tangent here. Soyeon is the person who voices. I mean, she's the rapper for G Idol, but also she voices Akali in KDA stuff and in True Damage. So like, and I think she also writes a lot of their stuff. Like she's like she wrote a good amount of the KDA music, I'm pretty sure. Like she's been pretty proactive in the production of their stuff. I don't know if there's like uh I don't know if they really mentioned all of it, but yeah. But yeah, if you like I think she's a really good rapper. I really like listening to her. You can look it up on YouTube, I think actually. There's a good amount of the Soyeon clips on there. Uh she's very, very good though. I really like her. Her music is really good. She's my favorite part of G Idol by far. So yeah, let me just get back to this real quick. Ba, 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 ba. Okay, there we go. I don't really think of it that way. I don't know. I'm sure that it's like. Actually, wait, no, hold on, because sorry, I need to. Oh shit, opening other stuff by accident. Because Unpretty Rap Star was the female counterpart of a show called Show Me the Money, which is like that's such a like I don't know you know what? Why is it called Unpretty Rap Star? Shows up pretty quickly. Why is it so called Unpretty when there's no one who's ugly? I thought it was because we were considered ugly at first too, but the title isn't meant that way, but it's meant to describe girls who don't act pretty. Oh, okay. So that's how it means. It basically means like I think that must be trying to be like I don't want to say messy, but like that they're not prim and proper, I guess. Like they're not like I mean I guess within the K-pop scene, they're not meant to be like the most polished. Like they're rough around the edges kind of thing. Modest Christian following. Yes, exactly. I mean, it's also possible that unpretty is an imperfect translation. It sounds too reasonable and fair to come from a black man. Or like maybe like unpretty tends to have more of a connotation like that. I don't know. Anyways, couldn't agree more. Although they weren't demanding fairness on their own terms. They weren't asking her to eliminate or revive someone. They got most benefited by fair competition. We must exclude Hyesung for sure.
그렇지.
Since Sungyeon and Hyesung were the biggest beneficiaries of unfair competition.
그럼
Into bad girl. Yeah, I think that might be kind of what it's trying to go for, like bad girl rapper kind of thing. I don't know. I've never gotten over the fact that it's called fucking Unpretty Rap Star. You should be taken off the list as well, since your top rank has never been compromised anyway. You're off the list already. Thanks. After pondering for a moment, they raised their heads. Yo, shit. We don't have enough information to judge who the blackmailer is yet. My star told Unpretty. The blackmailer couldn't be one of the eliminated contestants, as they've never demanded to change the results of previous rounds. Now this has become a significant issue. The police will get to work on this. Yeah, I think that your guys' theory about, like, they're buried stars that are being, like, unearthed by the show. But also, like, it's pretty clearly just, like, they kind of just picked a title that would work with the title of the game. Like, I don't know. You might be thinking about this too hard. Yeah, we got both of these from him, right? We're supposed to have 5 left over? Yes. Alright, Sail, let's fucking talk, you bitch. Okay, sorry.
그래요?
Thanks so dearly for just one mistake, aren't we?
그렇다는 건
Are you saying lying about it was a mistake?
네.
I didn't read the blackmail thoroughly, so I wasn't really sure what it was about. Fans often threaten us like that, so I just gave you a rough answer.
그럼
Why did you say you forgot about it? This one became
I didn't
angry.
do.
Because I didn't want to give you an impression of avoiding any topic. The blackmail had nothing to do with the incident here in the first place. Everyone hates him. Oh no. I mean, everyone should hate Sale, to be fair. Before I know it, I'm suddenly the sole suspect. We need to lie to him. I'll be on your side.
알잖아.
Oh no, Papa, why are you sad? I'll be on your side, as long as you tell me the truth.
도윤이 형.
I feel like I'm being interrogated. You'll regard me as the attacker as soon as you start to catch me with one thing. Yeah, bit him off-handled. Dale firmly clenched his hands.
괜찮아?
Why don't you calm down? I hope you'd trust me.
알겠어요.
I'll remember what you said. But I'm not sure about the other people. I saw you for the situation. Oh, fair. Sometimes you just gotta get some cries and tears out. Fire records.
이럴 줄은.
They're scary. We're witnessing the power of the so-called collective intelligence. These people are even going after us, the staff. Yes.
아마도
They seem to have dug up old news after the survivor list was revealed. Old stuff from many years ago.
그치만요.
But does it even matter now? I mean, why do I have to give this kind of explanation, huh? Under what suspicion? Fire records were supposed to go to the left. We just have to bullshit him, basically, to get through this. He's so
그런
scary.
것 같아.
In fact, it seems irrelevant to our current topic. I was surprised that a former B-Stars contestant is now a staff member. I'll be happy to tell you if it would clear things up. I was in Season 2. Eliminated right away, though. They'll briefly stop talking. It was just that I got carried away because I lost my temper.
전혀요.
But the past audition history and current situation are irrelevant. It's all water under the bridge now anyway. Thank you for the jacket redeem, Izzy. I don't even remember now. No, Kirito, I know, I'm so sorry. Okay, we do want to talk to the internet here, okay.
왜요?
Why? What do you want to know? Do you really have to spit in my face? It's like they're determined to hurt people. That's ridiculous. Come on,
Yeah.
Strike. Oh, dude, don't get me wrong.
알잖아.
B-Stars was already infamous even before Sungun joined it. You also fell victim to the malicious edits that made a mockery of you. But you also suffered a lot mentally, although you didn't say anything about it.
도윤이 형.
You're giving me a hard time. Please don't. I'm sorry for treating you so harsh from the beginning.
인정해요.
I know I don't leave a good impression on others. Yeah, no shit, bud.
그거 있잖아.
Bang came from the audience who visited the studio. Oh. So? What'd they say? Increase your pay for sure. They described you as harsh and rude.
그치만
Newcomers don't carefully listen to us, and we, the staff members, get all the blame if anything goes wrong. Kids are off the hook. They don't care about anything but themselves. And this one is impression we want to let. Those seem to be high songs.
아무래도
They're mostly fans of high songs.
100%예요.
I knew it. The source is pretty obvious. Hyzong's fans, but yeah, we just said that. What? They're hardcore fans. I know people have been saying this and that. They always try and curry public favor on Fader and flood our email and forums as a mean of protest. Fans like that don't care about other people in the audience when they come to the studio. They just complain about how they were unfairly treated even if we treated them all the same. We, the studio staff, cannot control the audience at all times.
아무래도요.
I try my best to protect the contestants. Well, a contestant, but I guess we'll get there when we get there. Order to control the crowd, I might have used harsh words. Convenient timing.
설마
Oh, yes, this. Vader is such a joke. You think Esslingen's disappearance has anything to do with me? So are you saying I have something to do with him? I need to, like, work on actually enunciating better, because I'm just, like, slurring together words. Fader is like Twitter. Since your story was out on Fader, Esslingen remained silent.
그럼
Hi, Magsman. How are you? They're free to believe in conspiracy theories, but conspiracy theories are conspiracy theories at the most. Still raised his head and pouted. Are you even sure they suddenly shut their mouth when my name started to come up? Convenient timing. We want to go to the...
그건
Please don't rebury my star, though. We already picked him up once. We can't bury him again. It's after Hyesung's injury, the
그
news is out.
말은
It's been a while since the news came out. Maybe they're quiet now because Hyesung is still alive after their failed murder attempt. They copped out after getting caught in their own lies.
그랬지.
Just proved their forewarning or declaration was full of holes.
그렇다는 건
Like I said earlier, it's physically impossible for me. Sel caught his breath while looking at Doyen scratching his head. You know I lost my phone, right? I don't even have a smartwatch like you guys. That's why I kept asking you about the situation on Fader.
그랬었지.
No, you didn't at all.
아시겠어요?
Hyesung had been filling out the timeline with their posts, so how is it even possible to write a post without being noticed? Wow, it's a good thing I asked. If I didn't, I could have been framed. So many. Oh my god. He's not on Fader because everyone else is accessing Fader through a smartwatch that they got as part of the show, but he doesn't have one. Alright. I only have one thing to say.
억울해요.
So, I explained to you it was just a coincidence. No, this is...
알잖아.
Buried Stars isn't really... It's not a killing game. It's more like they're trapped in this sage and waiting to get out, and there's been one killing, or one attempted killing, I guess, in this route. But no, not really Danganronpa. It's kind of... I don't know if it really pairs well with anything. This what Inescapable would be if it was good. BL Murder Mystery. Honestly, I play the shit out of a good BL Murder Mystery game. That sounds good as hell. No one here is really satisfied with your explanation. Is this something I have to try and persuade you?
그래도
If not, we'd just be running on parallel lines. Please provide us with a reasonable explanation of how you came to be seen in the photos.
몸까지.
Romanceable character, maybe. Are you saying are you saying I'm your stalker? Wait, BL, yeah, BL, boys love, like gay stuff is what BL means. So that's why it's been found in the photos. Sale looked away somewhat displeased.
그게요.
There was a break before the start of the training camp, remember? I'm done with that. No, no worries. Aw. At that time, I was on vacation taking care of some personal matters. Then I happened to see Anna on the street. She was busy walking and I guess she didn't see me. We were walking in the same direction, so out of curiosity, I just followed her, didn't know where she was going.
Huh?
Sounds like you were tailing her.
그거야.
It'd be more awkward to catch up with her just to say hi. That's all, and isn't this what we call a coincidence? So after that, I left to deal with my own matters. I'm satisfied now? Witness, we want to go to the right. Yeah, it's more suspicious to just like trail her for however long. You know, like, Sale, you were found not just in one but several photos. Are you saying you happened to be around her on all those occasions?
모르겠어요.
Sorry, I honestly don't remember any other occasions. Even the photo I just explained to you about, I remember the situation barely after seeing the photo. They'll wildly scratch his head.
아시겠어요?
Also, yeah, just as a general tip to any men in the chat, in case you don't know this, don't randomly follow women around when you see them out there. That's not gonna go well. The suspicious ones are not me, but those guys who captured in his daily life in photos. How'd they know she was going to be there?
말하자면
They're the ones who fit the definition of stalker. You should questioning that person rather than me. Alright. We're gonna make our save and we're gonna move on. We're getting pretty close to the end of this route, I think. Okay.
이제 됐죠? 전 할 말 다 했어요.
Sale's words echoed around in vain. Doyen bit his lip and just stood there.
세일아, 너
너무한 거 아니에요? 계속 몰아세우는 건?
Sale's explanations were full of inconsistencies. Other people clearly know about this. And it might be better for Doyen to point out the inconsistencies.
네 얘기는 알겠어.
I see what you're saying.
그럼
And I want you to tell me about this,
말해줬으면 해.
too.
여기 어디요?
Wait, no, why am I reading this out? This is the voice bits. I'm dumb. Hello. All right, so we needed what was it? Privilege admitted and explanation. Oh, yeah. I don't know if I told you guys about this, but I'm gonna be doing like a little mini donathon thing for my birthday. I'm sure I mentioned it before, but we're gonna be doing it on like the 11th and 12th. The way it's gonna work is like there's gonna be a donathon connected to it. Dude, maybe. But yeah, we're gonna do a mini donathon. The way it's gonna work is we're gonna split it in half. Half will be dono, half will be thon. I guess I'll probably talk about this more later, but I'm just remembering it now. Basically, on the 11th and 12th, I'm gonna be celebrating my birthday, playing a whole bunch of games with friends, stuff like that. I'm sending out like the sign-up sheets to friends. Actually, you probably have I sent? Who else have I sent it to? Should probably send that out more. Anyways, gonna get that sent out to friends soon so we can get stuff signed up and ready to go. And then basically the money raised will like count up the timer, count up like the games that I have to play through or whatever over the course of the weekend, and then I'll just play out the donathon as it goes for however long I need to do it.
네.
And that'll start after it's over. Because I feel like what sucked about the last donathon was that like it'd kind of just randomly extend, and I'd kind of rather know what I'm like how long I should be expecting to do it
편애랑
for.
상관 있다는 건 어떻게 알았지?
Plus, like, this just seems like a better way to do it
협박장
instead of
내용을
like
잊어버렸다고 했어.
it potentially being a very.
의심사기 싫어서 아무 내용이나 둘러댔다고.
I'm still working out exactly how I'm gonna do it, but I've got an idea.
두 얘기 서로 모순되고 있어. 사실은 그것뿐만이 아니야. 넌 PD님이 협박장 받은 걸 봤다고 직접 말한 적도 있어. 종이를 오려붙인 방식이라는 것까지 얘기했었고.
제가 언제요?
PD님 발견했을 때쯤.
Thank you for the jacket, Redeem Cat.
기억력 되게 좋으시네요.
So I'll move back while adjusting his glasses.
그래서 이렇게 합주기들이 되셨구나.
No more purity culture, hell yeah.
네 얘기 안 맞는 건 저거 하나가 아니야.
청문회가 열렸네요.
너 왜 이렇게 낯설어 갑자기?
저는 그냥 전데요. 여러분이 보는 눈이 바뀐 거죠.
Are we all biased, or are we all just seeing that you're suspicious? Sale answered as if he was at ease, but his trembling voice gave him away.
또 뭐가 무슨 일한 건데요?
Alright, we need to go with... Coincidence and first photo.
이나 사진에서 발견된 거. 개인적으로 외출했다. 우연히 마주쳐서
I
따라간
will
걸
yawn if
봤지.
I want to.
그래요. 그게 뭐 어때서요?
네가 찍힌 이나 사진은 여러 장이었어. 그중 하나는 베스타 예선이 끝나고 합숙하기 전 사진이었지.
그때가 확실해.
모르겠어? 방금 두 얘기 어떤 모순이 있는지.
Uh-oh, Sale.
글쎄요. 저는 그게
그럼 내가 말하는 게 낫겠네.
Ina stepped forward while displaying the first photo.
베스타 예선 끝나고 합숙하기 전이야. 네가 내 근처에서 찍힌 사진 부산 본가 근처에 있어.
그런데요.
네가 한 말을 떠올려봐. 사진 개인적으로 외출했다가 우연히 찍힌 거라고 했지? 내 본가 근처에 개인적인 볼일이 있었어?
그건
I mean, depends what other stuff is near her house, I guess.
참가 신청서에 집 주소를 크루 연습실과 적었거든? 그런데 어떻게 한참 떨어진 본가 근처에 나타나셨지?
Well, I mean, she knows what he's lying about, because he's lying about her. Sale lowered his head as if he was lost for words.
세일아, 말해줘. 어떻게 된 거야?
We forgot to do the call last time, no, whatever. Ina's mad because she's confronting her stalker, which I think is valid. There was a long silence.
묵비권 행사야? 잠깐,
Is that a right in South Korea?
지금 너무 날이 서 있어.
I guess probably, but still.
다들 조금만 물러서.
Beads of sweat rolled down Jiyoung's forehead.
제대로 말해줄 수 있겠어?
Sale twitched at Gi-hyuk's remark.
제 생각에는 더 더 말해봤자 수렁에만 빠질 것 같네요.
Buddy, that doesn't help you.
제대로 말을 해준다고요? 아니요. 서혜성을 저렇게 했냐고요? 그것도 아니에요.
Buddy, you can't be the like, dude, trust
할
me.
말은 끝이고요. 이젠 그냥 멋대로 생각하세요.
We're so far past that right now. That's not gonna cut it.
진짜 그렇게 나올 거야?
방법이 이것뿐이네요.
알겠어. 그렇게 나온다면
You know, fix your gaze on something.
까봐. 네 가방.
Sale clenched his bag.
싫어요. 제가 왜요?
떳떳하지? 통 크게 한 번 까고 넘어가면 돼. 소지품 검사할 때 서혜성이 굳이 가방 얘기를 했었지. 생각해보니까 그때 실드 칠 게 아니었어. 자, 괜찮지?
절대 안 돼요. 딴 분들도 다 마찬가지 생각이에요? 어떻게든 내 가방을 까봐야겠다고?
He dared to answer. His eyes glared with hostility.
와, 개판이네. 그렇게 따까리 짓을 해도 이딴 꼴을 보네요.
Does he hide something?
그러게.
Probably.
되게 슬프다, 그치?
She's so
근데
fucking sarcastic.
자초한 거야! 멈춰!
Jung, get out of the fucking way!
허락을
Jung quickly stepped in between the two. She looked pale but determined.
언니도 봤잖아! 저 자식 완전 수상해!
Jung, you're not being a girl's girl
다짜고짜
right now.
뒤집어 까보라고 하니까!
이난 네 말 나도 동감이야. 수상하다고 생각해. 숨길 게 없다면 보여주면 된다고도 생각해. 그치만 여기서 치고받다 잘못되기라도 하면
Then Sale gets hurt.
이나야, 그땐 어떻게 할 거야?
I don't know. Pop
일단
champagne.
진정해야 돼. 널 위해서도.
Glared at Sale over Jung's shoulders. Sale bit his lip and avoided others' eyes.
누나 말이 맞아.
Also,
말로
Loki's
하자.
kind of starting.
어차피 밝혀질 일이야.
알겠어. 언니 말이라 치고받진 않겠어.
I won't beat your ass because my friend told me, but Ina slowly moved towards Sale.
나 똑바로 봐.
왜요?
왜냐? 그렇게 눈을 깔고 있으면 그걸 못 보니까.
Fuck him up, Ina! She put her hand around his back to open the messenger bag. All eyes were on the contents that spilled out of the messenger bag. It was clearly a tablet PC on the floor.
수첩 말고 딴 건 없다면서.
Ina's angry shouts suddenly stopped.
사진?
Also, not the most important thing, Doyun is looking like a fucking snack in that one. Goddamn, look at him. Sale hastily put his belongings back into his bag.
예, 다 걸렸어.
아니라고!
Jung came between the two again.
안 돼. 진정해.
누나!
말 듣는 척하다 달려든 건 미안해. 그치만 봤지? 저 가방에서 나온 거. 그래, 나도 봤어.
You wouldn't have to change very much about her outfit, right? Like, you just have to remove the smartwatch, and this could look like a real sick-ass, like, Fire Emblem character.
그럼 탈탈 털어야지. 말했지. 밝혀야 된다고
Like, with this
생각해.
pose and everything. Like, you guys see the vision, right? Like, she looks like she is, like, the Fire Emblem character who's, like, about to go full villain.
그래도
What do you mean
몸싸움은
I'm
안
right?
돼. 내가 쟤를 어떻게 하기라도 할까봐? 사고가 날지도 몰라서 그래.
Jung's hands began to tremble weakly. Sweat glistened on her forehead.
이런 데서 네가 무너지면 안 돼. 자신을 지켜야 돼.
She looks very dramatic there. I don't know.
문제되는 일을
Are
했다면
you thinking of, like,
나가서 대가를 치를 거야.
Dorothea or something? Actually, hold on. Because Dorothea was like the singer. Also, I should play. I think one of the because we're finishing up so many games right now on stream. Like we've got Inescapable is done. That was my Tuesday game. We've caught up, or next week we're gonna do a little bit more Your Turn to Die with Puppo and do like all the backstories that are out right now, I think. But then we'll be done with Your Turn to Die. You got Persona 5 Royale, which we'll be doing for a year at this point. And then Thursday's Buried Stars, obviously, which we're finishing up in the next couple of streams. So maybe we'll start doing Fire Emblem Three Houses. Yeah, I don't know. Dorothy is the one that comes to mind for me. Or if there's anyone else. I mean, maybe like Edelgard, but I don't think Edelgard really has the same vibe as her. She looks like she's going like evil or Dark Dorothea.
그렇지?
If this music didn't get copyright claimed immediately every time I uploaded one of these VoDs, I might use this as background music in a video. Then look at the things lying on the floor. Personal information and photos of contestants were found in Sale's notebook. At that very moment,
혜성아,
all eyes were on Haesung.
무슨 일이야? 혜성이가 방금 움직인 것 같아.
I mean, yeah, his eyes are open. I hope he hasn't been sitting there with open eyes this whole time, because Jesus. The others stopped quarreling and looked at Haesung.
혜성아,
Cares on my computer crash.
혜성,
Oh no, cat.
정신이 들어?
Someone keep an eye on Sale, please.
들려?
There's no further response from Haesung.
도윤아, 확실하게 봤어? 저 지경인데 움직였단 거야?
Well, okay, he got his head bashed in. He can still move
큰일 난거
to the
아니고?
characters.
숨을
Look, just look at the Brian David Gilbert video where he categorizes every Fire Emblem hero. That one is a succinct description of everyone. Clearly breathing now. Sale stopped collecting his things and rushed to Haesung.
정신 차려. 일어나서 똑바로 봐.
Please do not attack the...
너 이렇게 한 거 아니지? 말 좀 해보라고.
세이라, 그만해.
Sale tried to grab Haesung, but Doyeon pushed, or barely pushed him away. You're trying to grab him?
죽일 셈이야? 이러면 상황만 더 나빠지는 걸 모르겠어?
They are gonna beat your ass, Sale. You're like so close to getting your shit kicked in. Look, Brian David Gilbert makes the kind of videos I wish I could make. Doyeon looked at Sale straight in the eye. Quivering eyes, pale complexion, beads of sweat rolling down his neck. He was already breaking down.
너 나랑 얘기 좀 해.
저랑 또 무슨 얘기를?
About how you just tried to fucking throttle him. Then grabbed Sale by his arm before doing anything. Wait. Before he could say anything.
잠깐만 다녀올게.
Oh, we're like hauling him off.
야, 어디 가게? 따로 떨어지면 위험해.
He quickly noticed everyone was in shock. Doyeon shook his head at Gi-hyuk was reaching out his hand.
제대로 얘기해 볼 거야. 여기선 안 될 것 같으니까.
I am going to hit him.
왜 여기 데리고 온 거예요?
네가 정신을 못 차리니까.
제가 뭘요?
지금처럼 굴면 상황은 더 악화돼.
다들 나를 의심하잖아요. 이나 씨 스토커의 서혜성 조진 놈이라고.
Sale's refusing to have a normal conversation.
형도 그렇게 생각하면서.
Fuck, I can't remember which one we did before. I think we... I wish that this thing that the guide that I was following would tell me which decisions I'm supposed to make. Too far to VoD it. Oh no. Cause like, it's supposed to be a rapport up thing. But did we make a binary choice? I don't think we did. You know what? Fuck it. If this doesn't work, then it doesn't work.
확신은 못 하겠어. 네가 솔직하게 말해주는 게 중요하다고 생각해.
Okay, I think that was actually the right call. Because I thought we'd made a binary choice earlier when we were dealing with celibacy and numerous pictures of Inha's suspicious contents in the notebook, photos that fell out of it. I thought there was the binary choice earlier with the Inha stuff, but I guess there must not have been. Personal photos that seemed relevant to the show.
무조건 모른다고 뻗대면 정말 사달이 날 거야. 봐, 앞에 있었던 일도 다 네가 한 것처럼 돌아가고 있잖아.
아니에요. 진짜 아니라고요.
Sale's
서혜성이나
voice actor also does
이상한
such a good job with
인명계정이나
this.
다 아니에요.
He's
차근차근
fucking
말해줘야
breaking
상황이
down.
끝나.
Sale fiddled with his messenger bag. His eyes wandered between the stage and the other side of the corridor. We need to pick...
불안하면 방으로 장소로 옮길까?
There we go.
불안해 보여요? 제가?
Yes.
그래. 여긴 어수선하니까 조용히 얘기하자.
Then opened the door to the dressing room. Sale slowly approached after a brief silence. He looked inside, both in anger and fear.
여기면
I mean, I think this is like the end game of this. This also says that we can get an optional bad end if we fuck up a lot, which is kind of, we might, kind of tempting to do that.
만약 여기 무너져 버리면 둘 다 죽겠죠?
그런 일은 없길 바래.
해본 말이에요. 그냥
Failed to persuade Hyesung. Hyesung, who was left alone, came back seriously injured. He could never let that happen again. He must persuade Sale to settle things.
무슨 얘기를 해드릴까요?
나오고 있는 말 전부.
It's okay. I don't know what it was waiting for me to press there. Final decision. Alright, we're gonna save. And then I'm gonna run to the bathroom really quickly. Because there's also gonna be an ad running. I need to fill up my water anyways. So we'll be right back. Excuse me, I'm dying. Okay, see you in a sec. Okay, we're back. Let me just recalibrate real quick. Alright, so first thing we're gonna need to do, check fader. What are they saying now? Username of waste and school bulletin. Huh. Oh, damn. He was on Twitter bitching about Doyeon and Inha having good chemistry together. Look, we're finding his tweets about her, so this is relevant. Vote for Inha rather than lose our highest on LOL. That really sucks. Gihyuk, Jeong, Inha, Doyeon, and one floor director are all safe with no injury. Rescue team is still working on saving an access route. We've yet to confirm details. Typical of beat stars, ignore, recover and ignore. You think he's in as manager? Floor director. Damn, it just he wanted to live vicariously through her. There are the collapse, the distance all are moving together. Starts with their debut. He felt inferior to Hyesung. Damn. They fucking hate this man. Understandably, though, to be fair. Maybe it's the staring contest. You maybe missed a little bit of the staring contest, but that's okay, Popo. There'll be more, I'm sure. Maybe he's making fun of Sale. It's full of mockery. Would it be okay? All efforts in anime so far. Question. Time for Doyeon the Betray. Why am I in this? I didn't do anything. Besides, it's ridiculous. Is that Inha's stan? It looks like it based on the photo. Something to highest. I think he's in Japan. Yeah. To copycat simply imitating Singn's style. Alright, that's the end of the interesting ones, apparently. Alright. So. Here's a waste of life for them. Yeah, I mean, look. Again, I've said it a billion times about this game. The writers have very clearly spent enough time online to know what it's like for someone to be very, like, too online. Alright, so there are two options here. We can get the right one, but I think we want to get first the optional bad end that this is describing. We need to get these all in the wrong order, basically. We're just gonna skip through these. We don't want to read them right now. Wait, Mockery 3. Yeah, we did save, don't worry. Sale frowned when he finished talking.
이런 얘기
Oh,
무슨 의미가 있을까요?
what's the point of this conversation?
어차피 전 망했는데 주절거려봤자.
How many... I did save.
그렇지 않아. 네 얘기를
You can't
계속해봐.
gaslight me here. I said weekly. Okay, so that was one fuck up. We're gonna skip these because I want to read them properly when we do it right. Regret. We're gonna want to go right here. He's gonna even more mad still. Slowly shook his head when he was done talking.
헛수고하시는 거예요. 사실 제가 서혜성을 어쨌습니다. 같은 말 안 나와요.
그런 얘기를 들으려는 게 아니야. 네 얘기를 계속해봤으면 좋겠어.
I just want to know what the optional bad. I want to see if he kills me because I think that'd be funny. All this says is if you pick or optional. If you pick answers he doesn't like enough in a row, you'll get an optional bad end. Just save before attempting this. Brief silence. Style seems to be lost in thought. All right, rules. We want to go to the left. So slowly shook his head when he was done talking.
이제 그만하죠. 더 할 말 없어요. 전 어차피 끝났다고요. 얘기할수록 더 확실해지기만 하네요.
조금만 더. 괜찮을 거야. 네 얘기를 해봐.
Yeah, honestly, Sale bit his lip. His pace was, or his pace was fail. And his face was pale. All right. Sale shook his head hard after finishing his story. His wandering eyes shook behind the glasses.
끝났어. 진짜 다 끝났어요. 시작부터 잘못됐어.
세일아, 진정해야.
미안해요. 전부 다. 전 또 못하겠어요.
세일아, 기다려.
I stormed out of the dressing room. Door flung open, slamming the wall. Doyen was devoured by a pile of concrete debris. Doyen didn't even have a chance to scream. It was all over. Holy shit! Yeah. So, no kidding. Bad end, huh? God, I don't know how you would get this correct if you didn't have a guide, because it's not easy to tell. Yeah, bad end. Cut off conversation 2. And be more sensitive to Sale's feelings. Yeah, continue from the latest save data. Was that no, he slammed open the door and the building is so fragile that the ceiling just instantly caved in on Doyen and just like splattered him. Alright, so we have gone through all the fader. Yeah, we did save there. Alright, so Sale. Notebook is the first one we want to do, which we know. Oh, it saves how these reactions happened. Interesting. Anyways, we want to go with the notebook first. You must be curious now that you've seen what's inside.
대체
Oh man, what really happened? What more is to come? After a brief silence, Sale put on a crooked smile.
모르겠어요.
I don't know. I'm lost too. One thing's for sure, everything's over now.
알잖아.
Sale, nothing's over yet.
아니죠.
Of course, it isn't over for you, top 5. There's a big difference between performer and audience. You don't know what it feels like for an audience like me. Sale either believes people are destined to be either perform. Oh my god. Britney Spears sound. The ones who entertain and the ones who observe. You have to be in the same shoes to know the difference. Use sweet words doesn't do any good. After all, we're all headed for the destined ending. Sale frowned when he finished talking.
이런 얘기 무슨 의미가 있을까요? 어차피 전 망했는데 주절거려 봤자.
그렇지 않아. 네 얘기를 계속해봐.
Sale lowered his head weakly. Okay, so now we need to go with, I guess, Mockery 2?
이럴 줄은.
Wow, Fader's even assessing your skills now?
그건
It's just random people's hearsay.
그래요.
Everything looks easy until you're actually in it. I understand, I was no different. People don't realize the gap between ideal and reality until they suffer big time.
그래도
But you've never left the stage.
그거야.
I didn't want to stay away from the stage at any cost. Sale briefly stopped talking. Well, what I think is insignificant. Sale, you don't need to be harsh on yourself.
아닌데요.
But it's too evident to ignore the truth. I ended up here after wandering around the stage for so long. Aww. Sale's face turned pale. Better speak more carefully. Alright, so now we need to go to Mockery 1, apparently. Vicarious satisfaction. That was what I needed to fight my depression. Or else I would have even forgotten why I was here in the first place. What do you mean?
사실은
Background checking contestants. That's what I did.
Huh?
You must be kidding. Ever since the termination of contract with our investigation agencies, I engaged in the task.
어쩔 수 없죠.
It was Sungyeon's order, so I had no choice. So carried out background checks on the B-Stars contestants. Yeah. You didn't have to accept something you were not familiar with, even though it was an order. So I frowned with a dark look.
말하자면
It wasn't the first time.
혹시나
Do you remember the old program called Scoop? It's a tabloid program that made Sungyeon famous. Oh, Jung told me about it. Sale dropped his head. It was a show that pried into private affairs of the target, their families, and even their friends. That means
그래요.
I worked for Sungyeon even back then. Get it now? She just asked me to do the same thing I'd been doing before. So I did it. Sale slowly shook his head when he was done talking.
헛수고하시는 거예요. 사실 제가 서혜성을 어쨌습니다. 같은 말 안 나와요.
그런 얘기를 들으려는 게 아니야. 네 얘기를 계속해봤으면 좋겠어.
After a brief silence, Sale seemed to be lost in thought. Alright, so now I'm gonna do Mockery 3.
뭐가요?
What'd they say?
그게
They say you're no different from Seungyeon. We're getting there. Look, all of these are not... We're asking him to confess to murder. It's not going to go great. They don't even know. Hi, Lena. Is he driving forward with him? I mean, we have to get the... I don't know. I'm following the guide. The guide says this is what we got to do. Beastars is completely under Seungyeon's control.
아니,
But what affects the results is the vote.
그치만
Viewers think the contestants advance to the next round because they voted for them, but she had the power to assign a contestant with any amount of running time on TV.
아시겠어요?
They weren't viewers, they were just manipulated. I just tried to challenge that unreasonable wield of power. Now everyone thinks of me as someone with an endless desire for power. Think Beastars would have continued if I hadn't taken necessary measures? No! Lena's an ally, we protect Lena. Mockery 3, we want to go with the right side. Which is not going to make him happy, but stop justifying yourself.
아니,
Dale, stop trying to justify yourself. You intervened to correct things? That's a poor excuse. Lie? Rationalization? You know how to strike nerves well.
네.
Well, I guess I wanted to justify, telling myself that this was all for restoring the fairness for the show. Regardless, the influence of my intervention was negligible anyway.
그치만
But you're the same. Isn't that why you left the band and stayed in the show even though they called you a betrayer?
나는
Sale sighed after staring at her and he seemed to be at a loss for words. I know they were pointless.
그래요.
It's true, I was delusional at times. At first, I thought I was somebody. I thought I could do anything. Power could change the tide in a show. Well, I guess I deluded myself as if I had so much power when I hadn't. Guys, he was just a pawn. Scylla began to breathe heavily. Better pay more attention on the conversation. Okay, so next one is... We did Mockery 3, now we need rules. Thank you for the hydration check, Izzy. What else do you want to know? You said there's a big difference between performers and the audience. As a staff member, you have a job to do. Stages require more than just
그
contestants.
말은
You want to dig into that?
그래요.
Okay, I wanted to influence the audition in any way I could. I immediately engaged on whatever task Seungyeon gave me. One day, she asked me to do something I just couldn't do. After agonizing over it for some time, I refused to follow her order.
그래서
And then,
그거야.
she grimaced after listening to me.
그리고
She excluded me from any task for a while. I realized I was a pawn she could always replace with someone else. After that, I never questioned her decision. I did everything she asked me to do.
도윤이 형.
You probably think I'm a coward. Alright, we should get the rapport event despair from this.
아니,
Are you talking about how you're clinging on to the past? You're just struggling to prove your worthiness. on, the
그렇다는
report.
건
In the most servile manner. Come on, be honest with me. I yielded to her because I didn't know what else to do. This is the only career I could take. I have neither good voice, good dancing skills, good looks, nor good family background. I've still made it this far in this industry. I ain't doing that bad, huh? I'll continue without hearing his answer.
도윤이 형.
You understand, right? After all, you also surrendered and accepted Seungyeon's offer.
나는
Still,
아니요.
It's not criticism. That no matter how much you debase yourself, whoever survives until the end is the winner. I could become the laughingstock, but I still have no other choice. The least thing I could do is bear with it. Sel's face turned pale. Better speak more carefully. Okay, good. Thank God. We are on the right track.
개인적으로는 어떻게 생각하세요? 제가 베스타 출연자였다는 거.
놀랐어. 몰랐거든.
There's gonna be a lot of rapport events with him here, apparently. Sale held his breath for a second.
실상이 나온 거였죠. 말은 청산유수인데 실력은 개판인 찌질이. 떨어지고 한동안은 원통하고 억울했었죠. 사람 보기도 민망해서 방에만 처박혀 있었어요. 첫방 한다길래 혼자 본방으로 봤죠. 그제서야 정확히 알았어요.
알았다니
제가 객관적으로 꼴불견이라는 거요. 컨디션이 별로였다, 준비가 덜 됐다, 그런 걸로는 수습이 안 되는 수준이었죠.
실제로
그렇게요.
컨디션이나 준비 문제였을지도 모르잖아.
Still glance at Doyeon.
이상은 높았어요. 첫 무대부터 뭔가 보여줄 수 있을 거라고 생각했죠.
Yeah, needs his
심사위원
training, right?
놀라고 시청자는 환호하고 등장부터 실력파로 바로 인정받는 그런
오디션에 출연하면 누구나 그런 걸 상상하잖아.
다시 하면 제대로 할 수 있다고 우겨댔죠. 편집하고 한 번 더 하게 해달라고 깽판을 쳤어요. 당연히 그것까지 방송에 나갔어요. 저라도 틀었을 거예요. 동기들 메신저에 캡처가 돌고 저한테도 왔어요. 한동안 걔들한테 짭짤한 재미를 줬겠죠.
그 길로 아예 음악을 그만둔 거야?
Give a slight nod.
무대에 서고 싶은 마음 이제 없어?
네, 그런 것 같아요.
있다 없다도 아니고 같은 건 뭐야?
다시 하죠. 무대 생각 없어요. 오디션 출연이 깨달음을 줬어요.
Interesting. And to perform on the stage with his lack of skills can serve him to achieve that dream. Okay, so that was rules. We need ignoring, which is going to do bad things on every count, but that's okay.
그치만
What was I supposed to say?
있잖아.
Please bear with me. I want your full explanation. Show business doesn't tolerate disobedience. Now I'm a public punching bag.
알잖아.
Oh, come on. You know what I want to hear about.
뭐가요?
Tell you everything? What if I did? You'd be busy slinging off at me.
아니,
No way. We'll hear you all out patiently. You think so? You saw how the others looked daggers at me. The moment I admit to anything, they might even try to pin the stalker or attacker charge on me. Why would I throw myself into that trouble? Sale's face turned pale. Again? Bitch, how pale is your face going to get? Aaron Boy is next.
뭐가요?
Pale as overnight thought. What more do you want to know? If it's Singen's order, what about Inha? Did she order you to follow her?
그거야.
In her case, I was just trying to help her. And to prove myself by doing so.
어?
Help? Prove? You elaborate on those?
사실은
Sungyeon had treated me with no respect since I don't even know when. She'd been like that for quite a long time. Ignoring me, swearing at me, and, she would always belittle me. I didn't get into show business for that in the first place.
말하자면
I wanted to do something else. I had to prove that I was a better person.
그리고
That's when Inha showed up. Sungyeon assigned her with the unreasonable show character and forced her to work with it. Those keyboard warriors on the internet? They didn't know a
그거
thing.
있잖아.
Are you saying you're the only one who recognized the true value of Inha?
그래요.
Exactly. She's a person who's trying to overcome her past. A contestant who is to shine in the near future with her great talent. We just tried to bloom her potential.
결국
After all, you wanted Sungyeon's recognition.
인정해요.
I'll have to admit it. I wanted Inha to become successful. To be honest, I wanted to surprise Sungyeon with what I got.
한마디로
I have an eye for talent, even if Sungyeon never respected me. I had it since I was a student. And since university.
그렇죠.
Yes, I was one of the best theoretical students in the Department of Applied Music. It was the most glorious moments of my life. And Inha grabbed my attention. I thought I could complement her weaknesses and lead her to success. You've been an underground singer long enough to know that. A bit of talent and effort won't put you up there. Look at Gyu-hyuk. You saw how he surpassed your years of achievement in just a few moments. If I support Inha, does it hurt her in any way? Who knows? She might have thanked me in the end. Applied music. I'm assuming like music theory and stuff like that. I'm sure of it. Hell yeah, another report event.
관심 가려가며 받을 수 없다는 둥. 재능 보여줬으면 프라이버시 없는 게 당연하다는 둥. 벽에 막히면 평범한 사람은 포기한다는 둥.
No sun.
그렇게
Yeah, this man has
말하면서
never seen the sun in
남의
his life.
꽁문이나 쫓아다니고 있었죠.
Like, I don't know how he's getting more pale, but I think it's funny that like, it's like the thing with it's like, they stroked their chin. Like, I do think the writers kind of have like 3 expressions for like when something is happening, and getting more pale is just their default for whenever anyone's like stressed or like panicking. Dim light glared against Sale's glasses. Sale gave a cynical smile.
버스킹 할 때도 인기 없었어요. 관객 수준만 탓했죠. 전문가 앞에서 하면 바로 뜰 거라고 생각했지만 그때부턴 무대를 꿈꾼 적 없어요. 여기서 지켜볼 뿐이죠.
이나의 스토커 맞아?
편지 보내는 놈 얘기라면 몇 번을 물으셔도 절대 아니에요. 그치만 벌써 모두를 기만했는데 무슨 상관이겠어요?
하지도 않은 일을 인정하란 게 아니야.
누가 제 말을 듣겠어요? 그런 생각 안 드세요? 제가 거짓으로 둘러대는 걸 수도 있는데
그럼 다 아니라고 했겠지. 하나만 인정하는 식으로는 안 했을 거라고 생각해.
Bill blankly stared at Doyeon.
해석은 좋네요.
믿는 거라고 생각해줘.
The two quietly looked at each other.
하나 더 있어요. 아무한테도 말하지 않은 게
지금은 어때? 말
He's gay too. This is a Geo moment.
모르겠어요.
He'll pull out his phone. It's gonna be a text from Sungyeon saying, "Cell is gay." All caps, 3 exclamation points. Sale admitted his mind was somewhat clouded and twisted. However, there was still something he didn't want to share with. Alright, so now we need to go with nitpicking.
그런
Music is gone now. Oh, never mind, it's back. Admit to that? Easy for you to say so. Why don't you say
그래도-
so? You're worried about being framed as the attacker, but continuing to deny these suspicions won't help you either. You should be honest if you didn't do anything wrong.
아니죠.
I'm not like you guys. B-stars and show business are my life. I've already failed my challenge and I have nowhere else to run to.
그건
It's...
아시겠어요?
The moment I admit to any of the accusations, I will be doomed. Who would hire a floor director who's so often involved with the police? And WBS needs someone to take the rap for the whole trouble. Yen is gone, so that only leaves me. I want to go to the left on this. Shutting up about it wouldn't end this.
아닌 것 같다.
I can stop asking questions, but that doesn't solve anything. Someone must reveal the truth. Your sandcastle is crumbling from inside, and you'll have to face the outcome all at once when you get out of here. Bill really fell silent while trying to avoid Doyeon's eyes.
그래요.
Yeah, I can't escape from it. Don't take responsibility for what you didn't do.
그치만
But think about it. You think the contestants will, or do you think you contestants will still be safe if these unrevealed stories behind the show are all out? Safe? What do you mean by that? Your lives will be put under the microscope.
만에 하나
Everything will be revealed. That includes all the good and bad things. And even secrets. People might keep biting on you just because you have competed in B-stars. That's ridiculous. You are not so desperate in this show. But how about the others? It'd take at least a year until this gets settled, and in the meantime, nothing can be done. So I don't know what choice I should make. We need regrets and then career.
그렇다고 볼 수 있죠.
I was obsessed with my career, and that led me this far.
혹시
How did you get to join the staff?
그거야.
B-Stars contacted me first after my elimination from the preliminaries. Got a call from Seung-yeon. She was an assistant producer back then. What did she call you for? She offered me to be her special guest for the show. They often invited past contestants who miserably failed the audition. Oh, that's fucking cruel. Jesus. Dale gulped.
그치만
I refused her offer at once because I was so scared. I was sick of being ridiculed by people after the elimination from the preliminaries. Like, specifically picking the people who fucking failed in the auditions? Like, that's cruel. That's some fuck shit. I went a bit rude on her. I told her to stop bugging me. I blame the show for ruining my life.
그게
Surprisingly, she only consoled me.
Huh?
What? She consoled you?
그렇죠.
Not kidding, she really did. She said everyone needed to find their own path and they could shine.
그리고
That's why she said she was only standing behind the stage. She suggested to me that becoming the staff was one of the ways to still enjoy the thrills of music. I hadn't felt that kind of consolation for months, and there she was. I bought that idea and strongly appealed to her that I'd be a good asset to her show.
그렇다는 건
So you voluntarily asked her to hire
네.
you? Yeah, I actually urged her. Assistant singer called. That's why I never wanted to let her down or disobey her. Regrets we want to go left. Must have been hard to refuse your request.
그럴지도.
And of course you couldn't disobey her, since she was the one who got you the career.
그러니까요.
I couldn't quit when this whole thing happened. I found solace in her, and she was the only person I could rely on at the time. I didn't want to disappoint her. I was really afraid to do so.
그리고
Once I took that wrong path, I never knew where to stop. Now she's gone. I'm not sure what to do. Alright, last one, career.
도윤이 형
You seem quite surprised. I didn't know this had been going on for so long. Time is just one thing. The intensity of her demand grew stronger over time. They'll let out a sigh.
말하자면
For B-Stars, the TV rating was her top priority. We leaked some interesting stories to grab people's attention. Most of those contestants who had many life stories to tell survived for long.
만에 하나
But the other contestants were eliminated because they had no more issues for us to expose. Yeah, they got, they got sugar caned, purple kellied. Red sails, long as it's marionette, yeah. Couldn't you stop her?
네?
Me? She's my boss and the chief producer.
전혀요.
What was I supposed to do?
다시 말해서
Why didn't you report her to the police? She gave you unreasonable orders.
사실은
And I don't even have the courage to become a whistleblower. Because you'd have to leave B-Stars.
그렇다고 볼 수 있죠.
Because I became her accomplice the moment I followed her first order. Sale sighed deeply.
아니라고요.
It's not like I enjoyed doing it. We were all pawns anyways. I just followed her order, just playing my role. I'm nothing more than a pawn. I think this is the end of the game. But you gotta use these keywords a little bit, but I want our sanity worsen slightly. And we were talking to Sale. That's predictable. I'm so excited. I'm excited too. I want to see what happens here. Sale wrapped his arms around himself after finishing his story.
다들 좋을 대로 이용해 먹는데 노란한 것뿐이에요. 건수 좀 잡혔다고 사람을 살인자 취급하고.
His quivering eyes were checking Doyoung.
피해자. 정말 그걸로 됐어?
그게 왜요? 이번엔 또 뭘 원하시는데요?
사람들한테도 그렇게 얘기하려고?
아니요. 아무 말도 안 할 건데요. 맞아 죽을 일 있어요?
Wow. That's
막
dramatic.
눈들 시뻘개져서는.
You're gonna beat me to death? I don't think Ji-young would beat you to death. I think Inha would. Inha would beat him to death with a hammer, for sure. He couldn't reject Seung-yeon's offer or order. He got into this mess unwillingly. He won't explain a thing to the others. Duran raised his head again.
세일아, 도망치지 말자.
I mean, Inha's ready to throw hands with just about anyone and everyone. Like, she would fight fucking anybody. Again, I love the music in this game. It's so good. He brought up the issue, but his mouth felt bitter. If it's something you can't handle, admit and accept it. Can he really say something like that? Then tried to shake off the questions.
제가 도망친 게 아니라 돌아가는 일이 절 이렇게 만들었다니까요.
Alright, let's see. We're supposed to go with the inconsistencies. Force your background checks against its will. And the music is getting so good. I love this.
세이라, 넌 이나한테서 PD님이 생각하는 것보다 더 큰 재능과 스타성을 봤다고 했어.
그래요, 분명히 저한테는 보였어요. 그러다 보니까 아무도 모른다는 과거도 궁금해졌고.
그래, 넌 네 의지대로 이나 주변을 맴돌았어.
So you weren't a pawn.
데스타 출연자 뒷조사, 신 PD님의 지시였다고 했지. 좋아서 한 게 아니라 주어진 역할을 수행했던 것뿐이라고.
맞아요. 그게 진실이에요.
Those two things contradict each other,
제가
Sale.
뒷조사에 환장한 놈이라서가 아니라고요. 하면서도
Also, I think this is also
몇
like
번이나 자괴감이 들었는지 아세요?
so many things to compare and contrast between this and Inescapable, because this does a lot of the same things in theory that Inescapable does, but Inescapable just does them way worse, and this isn't so much better. And the music is a big part of that. The music in this game has been so good throughout.
세이라, 알겠어? 네가 해온 건 그저 시켜서 억지로 한 일이라고 말했지.
New video idea? Nah, I've already talked.
여태까지
If I talk about Inescapable again, it'll probably be for what was I gonna say? I want to make a video about NB characters. Thank you for the jacket redeem kill. So you're not late. Don't worry. How are you? You got here right as we're just getting to the end of one of the routes.
이나한테 한 일은 네 의지라고도 했어.
그건
Got where he belongs or missing anything.
네가 말했었지. PD님하고 일하면서 마치 같은 위치인 것처럼 착각했었다고. 사람을 좌지우지하고 평가하고 거부할 수 없는 제안을 하는 그런 위치.
Should I persuade Sale with this?
한 번도 그런 위치였던 적은 없었죠.
거기서 시작된 거야. 네가 가진 모순이.
지금 절 분석하시는 거예요?
Buddy, I have a
왜
whole
이 꼬라지가
website full of to
됐는지?
analyze you.
넌 모든 게 자기를 떠밀었기 때문에 이렇게 됐다고 했지.
It's okay, don't worry.
그럼요.
You're here for the big moment. That's what counts. Oh, this is probably gonna be a long bit because we are. I would expect that this is gonna run for a good few minutes. Hell yeah! His lips stared at Toyon
제
blankly.
나름대로 삽질해가면서 최선을 다했어요. 결과는 이 모양이라고요.
처음을 떠올려봐. 결국 세일이 넌
Bye, cat.
아니 우리는
Yeah, Sale's alive. Sale's been alive in all these routes except for the one bad end that we got. We're looking for volunteered.
자기 의지로 발을 들였어.
Who does Stitch?
그게 환호인지 모욕인지 권력인지 굴복인지도 모르고서. 세일아, 넌 신PD님 밑으로 들어가길 자청했어. 그건 아마도
간절하게 바랬어요.
Sale clenched the bag strap.
장기판 말이 아니라
Nobody died in
장기를
this
두는
route.
사람이 되기를.
Haesung was hit over the head, but he's barely alive still. His hand now clenching onto the bag strap turned pale. God, everything about him is turning fucking pale.
웃음거리 등신이었어요. 두고 보자 싶었죠. 진짜 재능과 운, 빽이 있는 건 뭔지.
Sale raised his head and stared at Doyeon.
맞아요. 내가 원한 일이었어요. 시키는 대로 할 뿐이라고 벽을 치면서 그러면서 마치 제가 뭐라도 된 것처럼 자기 만족에 빠져 있었던 거예요. 몇 년 동안이나.
Sales shook his head after muttering something to himself.
그치만 전 이나 씨한테 편지를 보낸 스토커가 아니에요. 서혜성 일도 정말 여기서 돌아가신 PD님하고 엮여서 망하는 일만 피해보려고 했어요.
Okay, if you're not the killer or the stalker,
그렇게
then-
계속 도망만 치다가
but you've got to be better at arguing your case because we've been thinking you're both of those things for like months at this point.
숨기고 뺄수록 의혹이 깊어진 거야.
It's gonna turn out to be someone completely from left fucking field. It's gonna be Jiyoung. Jiyoung did all of it.
벗어날 방법은 하나야. 자신이 한 일을 밝히고 분명히 인정하는 거. 그래야만 벗어날 수 있어.
Wrong path leads where the contradiction made it clear he had nothing to do with the murder or stalking. Dwayne felt a sharp pain in his chest. After a brief silence, Sale seemed to be lost in thought.
알겠어요. 형 말대로 할게요.
Oh my god, it's a rapport event. Should be truth.
아직 말하지
No,
않은
do
거
I? I'm sorry. Oh my god.
그건
Shit.
말해줄 수 있겠어?
Sale spoke again after a long silence.
협박장이요. PD님이 받았다는. 제가 보냈어요.
그래서 다르게 둘러댄 거야? 협박범이 범인인 것처럼 돌아갈까봐?
Okay, but lying about it made you seem more. If you told the truth, it wouldn't have been a problem. Say it, Geo moment. I've been hoping it'd be
모든
Geo
걸
moment.
다
It'd be so funny.
바쳤어요. 요구는 끝날 줄 몰랐죠. 매해 더 자기 마음대로 휘두르셨어요. 뒷조사 처음엔 분명히 거부했다고요. 피디님 분명히 처음 뵀을 땐 같은 편인 것처럼 말씀하셨어요. 내 마음 다 이해하는 것처럼.
Sale's voice quivered with sadness.
경종을 울리고 싶었죠. 정신 차리라고.
Yeah, no,
누군가
the
당신을
voice acting is so good.
지켜본다고.
We talked about it a bunch already because like I can't stop myself from going off on a tangent about it.
그런
I
불안을
love all of them.
심어주고
Sale's
싶었어요.
voice actor does such a good job of like, especially when he's starting to panic leading up to this moment, or like up to the point where we like pull him off to the side. Like he's getting like frantic and desperate and panicky, and it's so good. Ina's voice actress I think also does an amazing job. But they really all do. There's not a weak link on the voice acting side.
네가 보낸 걸 알고 계시진 않았을까?
Sale briefly pondered but shook his
전
head.
의심스러운 사람이 아니었어요. 신피디님의 구린 일에는 저도 엮여 있으니까. 말하자면 상호 확증 파괴로 묶인 사이죠. 딴 사람을 협박범으로 생각하시는 것 같았어요.
Also, his Haesung's voice actor, I love him. We just see him so rarely. Sale's eye twitched.
거기까진 몰라요. 출연자 누구였는지 아님
Say what? She suspected somebody else. Yeah, we know she suspected Gi-hyuk. So shook his head again.
그래서 그냥 입 다물고 있었죠. 누가 뒤집어 쓰는지 알 바 아니었으니까. 근데 결국 다시 돌아왔어요.
The two of them stared at each other.
지금 얘기 이나랑 사람들한테도 할 수 있겠지?
I'm not the killer.
네, 할게요.
Sale quietly nodded. He looked haggard, but his eyes were different from when they came in.
조금 위험하더라도 사람들을 여기로 부를 거야.
또 도망갈까 봐요.
알고 있네.
Sale smirked at Doyen's answer. Oh,
마지막으로 부탁이 있어요.
we got confessions. Saw all of Sale's rapport events. Sorry, I'm just checking something on my phone while I'm doing this. So the tracking seems a little
늦어버린
off for a
건지도
sec.
모르지만
마지막이라니 뭘 부탁하려고?
나가면 전부 경찰에 얘기할 거예요. 용역하고 뒷조사에서 써먹었던 거. 무대가 무너질 때까지 몰아붙인 자원의 일정 관리, 수첩, 협박장까지 빠짐없이 자백할 거예요.
I just realized I forgot to pin the message with the new
PD님이
video.
뭘 지시했고 전 거기 따라서 뭘 했는지
Aw, at least he's gonna be
그건
honest
구사하지
now.
못할 거야.
That just came out without thinking.
계속 도망쳐서 이 꼴이에요.
But then we don't get the answer to who, like, because somebody murdered him in the other road. I'm so certain of that. So he'll grab the strap of his messenger bag. He bit his lower lip and let out a sigh.
어떤 비난을 받아도 할 말이 없어요.
Like, it looked like, it was posed like he'd hanged himself, but like, I'm so certain that somebody killed him. Like, nothing made any sense. His hand on the, his hand on the strap began to shake. Without much thinking, Doyen grabbed Sale's hand. Whenever we are getting our Geo moment.
아무나 할 수 없는 선택이야. 나도
Sale raised his pale face.
무서워서 부탁한다는 거예요. 제가 모든 걸 말한 다음에 저를 다시 만나주세요. 이런 말 하는 것도 절 못 믿어서예요. 잔머리 굴리면서 또 도망쳐 버릴까봐.
Like, because this doesn't tell us who attacked Haesung. Doyen nodded. At least, assuming that he's telling the truth.
기다릴게.
감사합니다.
결심은 네가 한 거야.
이제 그만 벗어나고 싶어요.
Oh my god, our sanity is so high, you guys. So I realized he contributed to illegal activities, admitted he enjoyed his twisted satisfaction, made a firm determination to reveal the truth to the police, and gladly receive any legal punishment. Doyen used his watch to call Inha. Crunch. Ina let out a deep sigh after hearing the explanation.
다 믿으라고 하진 마라.
Oh, what are you doing here?
아직 안 나온 얘기가
Jin, why are you
있는지
in the party?
바로 알 순 없으니까. 해명만으로 바로 판단할
We
수
called
없는 게
Inha. I guess maybe
사실이야.
we just want everyone back.
그치만 믿고 싶어. 네가 이나의 스토커가 아니란 거. 혜성이를 그렇게 만든 범인이 아니란 거. 네가 진실을 말하고 있다는 거.
진실을 말했어요. 믿기 힘들다는 거
Wanted you to be
알아요.
the murderer.
믿어달라고 할 자격도
Wanted to be
없고
justified in hating you.
흥분해서 되든 일도 모두 사과드릴게요.
여기서 다 끝낼 게 아니니까. 잘잘못을 따지고 대가를 치르는 일은 여길 나가고 나서부터야.
태블릿, 수첩, 안에 있던 사진들 보여줄래?
The reveal of the stalker is that we have ripped open his notebook and seen all of the like pictures he had of Inha and stuff.
네. 그렇게
And also the Fader users had found all of the pictures of him in the background, or all the times where he was in the background in his photos. So slowly open the messenger bag.
근데 규혁이 형은 왜 안
Wait,
했어?
yeah, where's Kyuhyuk? I thought he was just like not being shown.
서혜성 혼자 둘 순 없잖아.
Okay, well that makes sense, I
자기가
guess.
그러길래 언니랑 둘이 왔어. 너네 둘이 여기 있을 때도 혜성이가 잠깐 깨어나려고 했어.
네? 어땠는데요?
Inha and Jiyoung looked at each other for a moment.
잠깐 눈 뜨고 뭐라 웅얼거렸거든. 금방 다시 조용해졌지만. 뭐라고 하는지 듣질 못했다니까. 말을 한 게 맞는지도
If
정확하진 않아.
Kyuhyuk's the killer, then
구조대 오기
he's
전에
finishing the
깨어날지도
job.
모르겠어.
Doyen gave a sigh of relief. Just then his watch vibrated.
몇 시지?
Then stood next to the rest of the group and checked his watch. Not sure if this message will reach you. Can you come along to the stage? Please come along without anyone else. I have some personal business with you. Please, for the last time.
난 규혁이 형한테 가 있을게.
같이 가지. 이것만 좀 보고.
I spoke while flipping through the notebook pages.
보고 바로 따라 나와.
What is happening here?
먼저
Mr.
가볼게.
Pog. Doing quickly left the dressing room. Leaving what? And what's last? He had no idea what they meant. However, he had a bad feeling about it. Doan went to see Haesung as soon as he arrived at the stage. Checked Haesung's breathing first.
형은 어디 간 거지?
Wait, no. Doan staggered toward Guy Hack and wailed.
왜? 형, 왜 이런 짓을?
Was it Guy Hack all along? Dan unwittingly grabbed Guy Hack's shoulder. Body hung there, slowly turning. His face was messy with tear marks and saliva. He felt Guy Hack's wrist, although he knew it was too late. His wrist was still warm, but there was no pulse. So he carefully lifted his body up and laid it down on the floor, and collapsed next to it. He could only think of one word. Why? Diane found something sticking out of Guy Hack's jacket pocket. Yeah, the blue tie again. It's Guy Hack's handwriting. A suicide note. Diane dropped his hand feebly.
날 믿는다고?
Sorrowful moaning oozed out of his mouth, and grabbed the note, crumpling it.
형, 이걸 감당하란 말이야? 나는 내 선택은
Those who just arrived were dumbstruck at the sight.
규혁아, 어떻게 된 거야? 한도윤, 지금 네 얘기를 믿으라고?
이유가 없잖아요.
남긴 말도 없다는 게 말이 돼? 아무것도 없이 저랬을 리가 없어.
Slowly shook his head.
남긴 건 없었어. 아무것도.
I didn't think he'd managed to hold himself together as well as everyone else. He had forgotten that he hadn't included Guy Hack in his list. And shook his head. He was feeling dazed. That letter was a confession. I don't know if it was a confession to the stalking, but it was a confession to the murder attempt. And when Haesung reawoke and they left him alone with him... Fuck. Devin shook his head. He was feeling dazed. I mean, I remember I said that might be the case. He couldn't convey. Last request. Devin turned his gaze away from the others who were doubting, screaming, and crying. There were pieces of paper lying around on the ground. They were the torn pieces of Guy Hack's suicide note. The grief and shock slowly died down. Nobody spoke. No more strength to raise any more doubts, to reason, or to lash out at one another.
소리 점점 더 커지고 있어. 진동도 그래. 거의 다 온 거 아니야?
Hi Remy, thank you for the jacket redeem. Been there time. How you doing, Remy?
한도윤 씨, 들리세요? 다른 분들 다 연락이 안 됩니다. 대답해 보세요. 방금 무대에 진입했습니다. 주변은 위험합니다. 주위에서 대기하십시오. 도윤 씨, 들리세요? 안의 상황이 어떻습니까? 한도윤 씨?
Hell yeah, good job, Remy.
전부 무대에 모여 있습니다. 한도윤, 오이나, 민주영, 장세일, 서혜성 5명입니다. 서혜성은 부상 상태가 심각합니다. 그리고 추가 사망자가 있습니다.
I thought we'd be able to get an Everybody Lives ending.
이규혁. 출연자 이규혁이
Good.
불안을 이기지 못하고 스스로 목숨을 끊은 것 같습니다.
Well, one of our friends just killed himself, so Buried Stars is going. Then stood by the long corridor. And I think that that is an indicator that he's probably killed. Or he kills Hyasung in the other route. I just don't get why. Late afternoon sunlight shined through the window. His head cleared and the stiff muscles seemed to ease up a bit. Yeah, doomed Yaoi. He watched the clouds float by slowly. A month had passed since the accident. Buried Stars, the survival audition show, was to be continued. Stage collapse, casualties, suicide, disciplinary actions against the officials, and investigation. The unprecedented bedlam put the program at the center of national attention. Guy Hack's suicide. The investigation team concluded he had taken his own life because he couldn't endure the sense of oppression. The unfortunate story of Sung Shin was presented as the tragedy of a genius producer. WBS didn't miss this golden opportunity. WBS declared the continuation of the show to keep the dream alive for the deceased contestants. The viewers responded ardently.
싹 다 범죄자 취급당하고 싶어? 서희성은 사고로 가야지. 어렵지 않잖아.
It was announced that Hyasung's injuries from the accident.
산통 다 깨고 무사할 수 있을 것 같아? 너 혼자 솔직하자고 다른 사람들한테 똥물 끼얹을 작정이냐고?
Thurin decided not to join the show. He could no longer participate in the show. More importantly, he didn't want to. The protection measure and interrogation also ended by that time. A month had passed since the rescue. He could finally walk the corridor by himself without any help. Ji-young decided to join the 5th season of Buried Stars. The crowd applauded her for showing such courage despite the tragic accident. Fuck, remember anyone who was here the last time we got to an ending? I said it was weird that, because each of the characters comes and talks to you basically. And last time when Ji-young said she was going to participate again, Doyeon was like, yeah, totally, I'm going to support you, I'm going to get everyone here to vote for you. And then Guy Hayek comes by and is like, I'm going to be participating too, and he's like, that's cool. And I was like, that's a little weird that he isn't supporting him. But they also were like weirdly romantic, so I kind of just like, I guess they're just boyfriends. But I don't know. I guess that's why, because you can't really slot that ending in. Anyways, it seemed the rumors have already died out, and her old footage was no longer the subject of mockery. Excuse me. Oh wow. Honestly, I liked her old look better. One day, Doyeon saw Ji-young on TV.
전 포기하지 않아요. 끝까지 해보겠습니다.
Especially the haircut. The long hair looked better on her. Unlike before, Ji-young expressed her strong conviction throughout the entire interview. She's also doing extremely well in opinion polls.
누나, 힘내요.
Yeah, this is a different epilogue. Last time we saw her in the hospital, like she came and visited us. Then muttered to himself unknowingly. People didn't know her. She was the one with true inner strength. Whatever happened, she wouldn't give up due to hardship or humiliation. We get an achievement for that. Doyeon prayed for Ji-young to achieve her dreams. Yeah, retrial. Inhan decided to drop out of the audition after getting out of the hospital, because she wanted to get some rest in a quiet environment. I think we have seen this one before. The media tailed her for some time, trying to find anything interesting for media coverage. Yeah, this is the one we saw for her before. No more provocative editing, you know, it's just a lively, ordinary person. Public soon lost interest in her, who is no longer a troublemaker.
실망했어요? 근데 어떡해? 이게 난데. 이젠 좀 아셨을 거예요. 베스타가 건 마법은 풀렸어요. 이젠 절 여러분의 관심에서 지울 시간이에요.
People talked a lot about her last interview. But over time, even that interview was forgotten from people's memory. She was spotted several times studying somewhere, but even those news came up less frequently after some time. We still don't really know what her backstory was. Just like that, Inho was generally or eventually forgotten by the public. Doyeon thought about Inho sometimes. Is she doing okay? Definitely, it's Inho. He looked out the window and nodded. Will he ever get to see her again? Doyeon quietly pictured that day in his head. Oh. Guy Hayek's relatives shunned his funeral. Yeah, I think we did get all of them. The survivors, including Doyeon, couldn't attend the funeral either, because the people worried that the dead might get confused. Doyeon just heard it was bedlam at the funeral thanks to some uninvited guests, his fans and reporters. After the funeral, Guy Hayek's paternal family made a brief comment that he was much like his father until the final moment. Some refused to believe he had taken his own life. They blamed the survivors for concealing the truth. Doyeon has kept his mouth shut all along. Every time he tried to reveal the truth, he thought of Guy Hayek. He remembered his suicide note. He remembered his request.
형, 난 들어줄 수가 없어.
He remembered his face silently looking in the distance. His handsome face and lonely eyes. Okay. They're so gay for each other. Diane admired his graceful appearance. I want to see the note. That's why he decided not to keep Guy Hayek's. Diane could only retreat again. Request of the dead. After finishing his therapy, Sale didn't leave his house. He never responded despite people's interest. He went to visit Doyeon once most people had lost interest in them.
세일아, 오랜만이네. 그 일 끝나고.
도윤이 형,
Sale called out Doyeon's name. His face was pale.
저 경찰에 다 말했어요.
His face is always so pale.
분장실에서 한 얘기?
그래요. 자수했어요. PD님하고 뒷조사한 거, 협박장 보낸 것까지 다.
Sale lowered his head. It wasn't easy for him to admit the truth which had been exposed at the collapse site, but he voluntarily confessed to his own misdeeds.
끝까지 용기를 냈네. 어땠어? 반응은?
His pale face was facing Doyeon. Guys, find another adjective at this point.
아무것도. 그냥
The dialogue writing is really, really good. For whatever reason, some of the narration is just... Doyeon fell silent for a moment. Is he gonna scratch his chin? Or like stroke his chin? Sale spoke again. He was trembling a bit.
잘못을 저질렀으니 벌을 달라고 그랬는데 직접 피해가 없으니까 가보라는 말뿐이었어요.
세일아.
거기서 형한테 말하고 나니까 입 밖에 내고 나니까 계속 잘못했단 생각이 들었어요. 떨쳐내 보려고 잊어보려고 해도 떼어내질 못했어요. 겨우 용기를 내서 간 건데 그랬는데 아무도 들어주지 않으면 단죄하고 처벌하지 않으면 나는 어떻게 해야 돼요?
Decided to confess after suffering uncontrollable agony, but no one listened to him and there was no punishment. Although he had hoped he could free his guilty mind and move on, he couldn't. His vain confession that fell on deaf ears broke his heart. Please wouldn't treat his confession seriously. Sins would never go. That's honestly a bit of a dark ending for Sale. Doyeon can continue. Those quivering eyes weren't looking at something in the distance. A few days later, Sale confessed his misdeeds to the public on Fader. Unescapable is the name of that one? You're fucking joking. I mean, I guess, you know, one vowel off. Haesung regained consciousness after some treatment. Oh my god, he's still alive. But instead of revealing the attacker, he went along with WBS's explanation that he was hurt in the course of the accident. He was having trouble finding an agency for him after giving up on the audition. The buzz on Fader was just an internet thing. Sitting down, Haesung often came to visit Doyeon. Oh my god, it's
참 오래도 입원한다.
the boy. Been staying at the you've been staying at the hospital for too long.
늙어서 관절이
Your
잘안
bones have a
붙어.
hard time recovering because you're old age. Oh, wait, never mind. He's saying it
나
out
아직
loud. I'm dumb.
20대야. 그놈 엄살이 너무 심한 건가?
It is truly inescapable.
너야말로 왜 이렇게 자주 오는데?
헐, 내 맘이지. 내 시간 비싸. 한가해서 오는 거 아니거든? 배신자 어쩌고에 반박할 생각은 아예 없는 거야?
Aizen grinned after briefly glancing at Doyen.
말해봐야 안 먹힌다. 그런 건가? 이해는 해. 진심? 까라고 그래. 그러니까 WBS도 이래라 저래라 사람 찌그러뜨려 놓는 거고.
Yeah, that's entirely who he is.
오해받는
It's so cute.
사람들끼리라도 잘 지내야지. 그렇잖아.
I love his voice acting. It's such a fun voice. Recovered fast after he got rescued. He often visits Doyen because he didn't identify himself with Doyen. Aww. The reason he continued to visit Doyen was because they both knew. He was in the same shoes as Doyen as someone misunderstood by the public. Oh.
그럼 이제 네 비싼 시간 찾아서 가봐.
너무 쌀쌀한데? 난 완전 오픈 마인드로 내 얘기도 다 까줬는데.
Wow, this is his Geo moment. We're in so many. Yeah, I love his look.
하나 더 풀어줘야 되나?
Haizong should be my style inspiration for 2.0 if I ever get one.
하나 더?
형도 알지? WBS가 나 팽하는 거. 소속사도 못 잡고 폭행 얘기만 내니까 아주 죽을 맛이야. 내 쪽에서도 폭탄 하나 터뜨려야 될 것 같아.
폭탄이라니.
야, 선비정신 보이다가 또 이런 거엔 관심 오져요. 주목받을 만한 얘기, 반등을 노려볼 만한 거. 피눈물 날 사람은 벌써 저 세상에 있으니까 괜찮겠지.
너 설마
설쳐야 뜨는 거 잘 아니까 또 제대로 설쳐야겠다는 거야.
Yeah. It has gotten worse. People lost interest, and he's trying to regain people's attention by disclosing the reason he was attacked.
혜성아.
도윤이 형,
He was staring straight into Doyen's eyes. Was it a love triangle? Is that what's going to turn out to be, that Seung-yeon was like the object of both their affections, and it's that he picked, or that she picked Haesung over Gai Hayek? As if he was trying to read his mind or the expression on his face. He couldn't read his eyes.
형도 뭔가 알지? 그렇지만 늦었어. 나 벌써 연락 돌렸거든.
Low ringing in his ears. Doyen frowned. Please tell me it doesn't end there. Doyen shook his head to clear out the memories. He frowned at the dazzling sunshine. Something glimmered across his squinted eyes. Something whitish. It was a piece of paper that Doyen had ripped apart. What was written there? We're gonna get to see the note? He blinked his eyes. Glimmering silhouette disappeared into the fucking Christ. Show me the thing. Inez is the only one that didn't change. I think, yeah. Survival audition. In the audition that we call our lives, we were all just participants. The audition where you had to be the last man standing. Dropouts were only to be forgotten quietly. Doyen, who wasn't even an eliminated contestant, but just a loser, was wondering where he should stand. The sunlight oozed through the clouds, and Doyen closed his eyes again. You could hear breaking news from the TV in a nearby room. Doyen closed his eyes, covered his ears, and shut his mouth, struggling to put a halt to all his thoughts. Thank you for that hydration check, Izzy. The light fell down on him as if to scold him. Please don't end there. Please don't end there. Let me see the letter. Fuck! No, we'll listen to the music. I mean, what happened between the light opening and the roof and the credit? We managed to watch while driving. Don't do that, cat. So what I think has happened here. Nice. Yes, focus on driving. I think we're about to go back to the main menu unless something's about to show up suddenly. Buddy, you don't need cars around you to fuck you up. A lamppost can end it all. Drive safe. Be careful. The end. Normal end. Despairs. Encounter the conclusion of another possibility. And just like, please don't say that. Please don't do that. Be safe. But yeah, so what happened was after it opened, we basically got the end cutscenes with everyone again. This time, because we got the suicide note from Kai Hayek, ripped it up, it was his last request, all of that. No, this is an alternate route, I think. I don't think this... The normal route is the one that's easier to go down, I think, where Hyasung doesn't live. But... Fuck, that sucks. I mean, like, both of them, I guess, can be valid endings, but I think the other ending is the one that has more, like, alternate outs to it. I'm not sure. I think it's... How far back do we have to go to finish this at this point? Okay, yeah. I don't know what we're missing here, because let me... Hold on, I can check my achievements and see if there's something in there. There's a lot of locked achievements still, damn. There's one for remaining concealed and one for Skeleton Tower. For particular epilogue events after getting rescued. Which... Unescapable is somehow rarer than getting the Despairers one. Yeah, Rash... Okay, so we've previously gotten the achievement Rash Verdict, which is rescued but gave up on the truth. That one was the one where Hyesung died, Sale died, and then we weren't able to figure out who did it. We like fucked up somewhere in there. This time I really think that it's Kai Hayek. I mean, it kind of has to be, right? Because what happened was we got the event with Hyasung where he was basically saying, like, I'm not getting enough attention. There's no way for you to get enough attention. I need to drop a bomb. Fuck WBS. Because WBS lied and said that it was, you know, just an accident that Hyasung got hit. It was like stage falling. And Hyasung came into the room and basically said, what is it? All the involved, like, I'm going to tell people who attacked me. All the involved parties are already dead. Who cares? Which, like... that kind of gives it away. The other end was it? Maybe. Because, yeah, in the other ending, I think that's the one where we probably... I'm assuming that either Sales survives and we force a confession at a Guy Hayek, or Sales still dies and we get a confession. I don't know. But I do think that, at this point, fuck, it's really hard to... If Guy Hayek somehow is not the killer, then I don't understand how this is happening. Because what I'm thinking happened is that while we were all away from the stage, like Hyasung woke up enough and was able to mumble something, or like Kai Hayek mumbled something and basically said like, I'm so sorry. And that was why he did, I don't know, something inspired him to write the note and end it all. So I guess in the very first ending, the route where Hyasung dies and we just instantly go insane, he says like, this is all my fault before he kills himself there, doesn't he? Like, at the time that didn't really make sense. This Guy Hayek didn't do anything. Or so we thought, but if he killed Hyasung, then yeah, it is all his fault that that bad end happened. Oh, fuck, it's... Okay. I'd finish it tonight, but I think we're also still pretty far away from getting to like the ending of any of this. Like to get the final ending that I think we're gonna get. Guy Hayek was the last one to talk to Hayek about ending. Yeah, so the order of events is basically Guy Hayek went out there to speak to Hyesung, then came back, and then Hyesung tweeted something, and then whatever else happened. Do the first route with the sanity intact. No, we've done the first route with the sanity fully intact. We've gotten through there. We got to the end point of that. It's just that we weren't able to what is the achievement called again? The rash verdict, which is where like we got rescued but we gave up on the truth. We weren't able to figure out who the killer was. Because the first ending that we got was the one where like sanity wasn't intact. Second route we got was the one where the Hyesung died but sanity did stay intact and we were able to get through that ending. Third route was this one. So we're gonna go fourth time on Thursday and finish it up. I don't know how long that stream will end up being. I don't really know how long. Yeah, some loose ends here and there. I think basically what's gonna have to happen next time is we're gonna probably have to interrogate Guy Hayek. I'm assuming that like similar to what we did with Sale this time, where we like brought him into the room and talked to him. But like I don't get why it's so. Some of these hidden achievements that are in this game are ones that like somehow like more than a quarter of the player base have gotten and I somehow didn't. Weird. Anyways, so have we gotten everyone's rapport events? We got Sales, we got Hyesung's, Guy Hayek's, we got Jeong's, and did we not get Inha's ever? Have we never gotten all of Inha's? Oh wow. I think we maybe never got Inha's rapport events done. Weird. I don't know how I've never done that. We'll have to do that next time. Yeah, so many juicy tidbits left to be uncovered. But yeah. Thank you guys for watching, though. I think we're probably going to wrap up here just so I can go get some food. And I saw one other route aside from the training class. Sure, we'll figure it out once we get to that. That'll be on Thursday. Right around the same time. Let me see who's live. Ba 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 ba. Let me see. So I want to see if I can find some, because there's a bunch of people who are live. I want to see if I can raid somebody who isn't, who I haven't raided in a minute. Okay, let me see. Ba 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 ba. All right, we're gonna raid out to Panda because Panda's playing some Overwatch and doing a community night, and also some of my friends are in there too. I mean, Panda's a friend, but also there are more friends in there. So we're gonna raid out to Panda. Thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you either tomorrow for Persona 5 Royale, or Thursday for the end, or for wrapping up all the Buried Stars stuff. Friday we'll be doing some Overwatch. I'm working on a new video. There's all kinds of fun stuff going on. Also, I mentioned the Donathon earlier. I'm gonna be working on getting the information for that sorted out by the end of the week. But the Donathon, like celebration stuff, whatever, that'll be happening over the weekend of the 11th and 12th. So that's in 2.5 weeks, give or take. So yeah, I'll also try and get some rewards figured out before then. But anyways, thank you for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye, everybody.